0515999933 eho ena mumfa eye WhatsApp messages nina emfa emre yen sanso ena 05932315579 05932315579 mpamcho mumfa mo videos no enso emfa hado bia me ka kire mo de wa koma so bia pese yifiri ho bia no yifiri ho na fa ma yen mamu nyina kwa ba biomba program iso to ne montana mamenko abrantie ho na quickly onfa the foreign stories no emre yen and the Champions League kiti pa round of 16 enye asem ketu akra Tony at the details nyina ebebrain sanso and a World Cup preparations how do our countries no players no at the Eura Canada Mexico USA and also our home stories kakra ewa our key issues bia or the home kakra and so ebebrain pacho for the bra no me no na DJ KA amanfo KA no so ebefa kunya no na wawo so no ho kakra yanimu will be a ye pa mo bia for na video ntuma bia Tony Montana
Godfather
I'm sure there was every other pay say yeah
nyame adoma wo du na mpacho na won so
nko pa do me so me ho ye pa nkofo bia asem ma nkofo bia asem
oh de me mfo bia ho asem
yonko so ten so
menya ma dwen se me do bia ho asem
okay
nemum yese menya wa ye musu ne nso ne mani bre sofo keke mani bre no
oh ti unyo bia anti keke onyo mobo
ene ma ho ye ne me fe menya anka me ye bi
Tony
Godfather
ti unyo bia hwe ni pegu efese Kessben media esro ho nipa bebre news for wa bebrebe obaya hanma department bia ni pegu ho haba
Godfather
the PNT keke kwa no ni sansa
mani bre
well you be na keke so for mobo but at least they no san ko fa be
so for breakfast no
oh ja
na so for breakfast ni ya mani bre ne se
no won se nkofo bi so no ne bre na hade but abasa ba odi mu na edi so for
on so for office new
yeah so for office
the desk
and the so for desk
the piece no the picture and
yeah
yes since
but minimum recruit ya anopede ne buy
me the phone ya to ne pono na tamfo ani
ba no nko na di
the breakfast
me just so
oh so for breakfast
David
Godfather
me who say the basket
na open dance
me who say the basket na ade ba oni mu na edi
Godfather me say anope so for na ye ne who say na enam se na do so nti wontime ndi ne nyina ana odi bi ko
ne ke be oat na say e de do so na sugar ne bread na me say milk ne want man capture milk ba say ba oni mu na edi
nti de kae no na odi ko si ni ke enie wodi amana brosun ko nya ebi so for so ye ni take away
anyway the car wa
so for car
na do dem una ko capture we on the car
because na me ya
we front seat and back seat
nti adanse nti mi twa car no ho hia mu bi ehun se so for car nya se busem car na the we are so for
mamu nyika na manu mamu nyika na manu come on don't do that oh ai mamu yes
na tama so for e dey kono mi capture no nya so be kasa ma sheda
there be so when you say card number
na time na o dey kono
okay I'll solve the contract I share red okay all right
obi
yeah
and I'm capture
and wa mamo
me am ne ben
they be repeat this obi na mo ye program some mo ye kick off no e na bia no ne boys ni edi ya onu kwa bitu do na ne wa ha
so for
don't do that
so for
no so for me jina ni na sembe kre asembe ni am say be rice water and I say oat and I say we are bibisha na I don't know na plate but bowls na one ho ochiche ma caps are dey na mo di here
enti on say a bit of everything or yetini kakra na why Tom Brown kakra rice water
oh my god
so for dia na DM
so for untimi ntini wo yam say dey anopa 6 na duane ay ready I don't know minim so also biana ama okwa ama mo no ho no first customer oja ama mo no Emily and Lud now is a good chino, no come bad or come bad or come
bad or your customer.
I'm an Indo auto. So for to be true, now sorry, Masubede. I saw my dinner software dinner ready. No, what has software have I need oh, you've gone too far. Seriously, you've gone too far. Minye cool crowd. Minye cool. Come on, any for it.
So for the DM for
that's it. Welcome to Sofuna. Pim with your money. I feel no affair.
I am a wish.
Okay.
I am a greatest wish.
All right.
The greatest wish.
Nice guy. Okay. Tinkwadana no more than Yanko. You know, Kabuchi. Yanko. About 4 child, the man of
Yeah, met you for and I have 4 Quabani too far near him summer, a cross uncle for a cruise. So, yes, Shassian and Fefu Kappa in few months' time, Airbus or Canada, Mexico and America, now US, any Adidas, or more air partnership in New Jersey, or more air launching on. 1994 just now America at the ball World Cup no and no and almost so are rebranded now this time modernizing the currency US Adidas jersey omo ayen etijapa omo any break so World Cup we and I'm say omo e co-hosting ti kwambia so also mo etimi bibi jersey America for no launch no ano edin pa Adidas and ISR special jersey na US omo at the airport for the World Cup so of France a national team Didier Deschamps ono manager enche na France boy ayankofa kensie bosumo awieye womo ebebo against Brazil na omo ani Colombia enso e ataso na Sage ma Airbus no Didier Deschamps on the 19th of March. We are just 9 days away now. Omo ebe press conference na players ahodoa ebe represent France national team no na coach ne domodin enso ede atudwa Portugal on the 20th of March and Roberto Martinez Portugal national team coach ono enso ebe presser na Portugal Mexico and US friendly games na omo bono list of players ambesi akan no Roberto Martinez enso abomodin na odomodin enso ede ababonten said the Ghana ye hwe ni mse ye bebo series of friendly games coach Otto Addo any players on Ghana friendly games no ebeba no other national teams ebi mo schedule data omo ebeye release a players ebi si akan ede ama sama man Kani Chukwu Emeka ono a player Osina kan Emma Chelsea or Bolon Emma Borussia Dortmund our German Bundesliga anopeya was Swiss nationality say obo e the American country ya wonu Austria ya wono our Vienna nemo anam say ninchi ebi free Nigeria obetimi abo e the ama England crowd boy Emma omo youth teams no wabo under 17 wabo under 18 wabo under 19 abo under 21 na England national team na onya kwanya so ho said or try call up England no ntimi amama main team no Austria and so I qualified World Cup nti we look very smarter was Swiss nationality and obo e the ama Austria womo enso and national team no FIFA delegation enra na omo the new Spotify camp now omo kwa inspection e fa ahosiesia stadium no ahead of the 2030 World Cup na oko Spain na two famous stadiums na a person hosted the grand finale between Santiago Bernabeu and the new Spotify camp now into FIFA equa inspection Barca omo a new stadium no na omo how ready for the 2030 World Cup yen so ene Champions Night UEFA Champions League no round of 16 ene first leg games so channel so say ebono watria ye the live commentary ebeba CK and Clinton I ready wamon ebetro janiti ene Champions League koswa ma ofidedum and na Kessben commentary mo hram statistics ning na no ye the bebre tiefo enso am ene ahefo ebo 545 fan Liverpool travel our Turkey on the Galatasaray and airbo Samacha Ebaso and Neno Mamadashvili and Ebeda because goalkeeper Alisson Becker when you discomfort when to and travel game way when to end that Alisson Becker a root out Liverpool game out on and Galatasaray airbo how ne be affect Liverpool so almost safest pair of fans onya available na some second choice and Eda Osimemo betimi atake advantage against Liverpool team and then 5:45 for mom and so Ed banana about 8 Bayern Munich and Atlanta and Asia Michael Olisen Ebo Vincent Company abaso said head coach manager no wa ye near man so any pa set club no afiwe hebetim a compete in all competitions omom enso ewom enti Olise formerly no bo in the Premier League Emma Crystal Palace okọ Bayern Munich no the form no our super France players air council on them so World Cup we betimi aye bibi ebubaako and Michael Lisa yeah here no our Kessben television so was manager no we build a strong team betimi achieve a lot in on nko and Kasa Luis Diaz a former Liverpool winger on so about the Emma the Bavarians or say winning the Champions League afuwe target pa na players no so much confidence our team manager Vincent Company wa build a all round team your statue the free bench abo omo de be take part bia no obe play the role to omo de omo GDA pass Champions League we omo enso ebetimi age Max Ebel Bayern Munich omo director of sports ye could be say Manonoya ne contract no akosi sen enche na or hit 40 years and also omo be twen until Noya we be celebrating the 40th birthday na Noya ne body no enne kasa na ho so obetimi atoa so ana be call ne quita na omo the way for Bayern Munich club no enti omo be twen kakra they are not in any rush say omo be take a decision say Noya be extended and as a contract no omo enso entimi extended Rafael Palladino coach Emma Atlanta also Bayern Munich Americans no very few because America a very strong and compact team nemo short force kakra na was Atlanta take advantage stadium pa individual players ban enim honoma Delhi especially Hurricane Kane enya ne 9 bibia ebetimi aye demolition exercise ntiene steady na nya hu the antidote of Bayern Munich ejana aso ntiene de ebekọ for aye low pressing na fei enya mo chance etimi ataki Atletico Madrid ene Tottenham Hotspur enso ana ebo Diego Simeone coach Emma Atletico osankofo kasa Spurs form domestic league ni enkoyi kra as a Champions League, no, I'm qualify outright because I'm on a place within the top 8. I'm on Liverpool, I'm on the club defense. Atletico, echo ball playoff. And between the two, why and a yard there, club a couple playoff, a qualifier, and a club on your automatic slot because first 8, none more than one, and so as any. Nico will be a down play Tottenham. Omo arrival time conform bomb match ni some moment ni bo na omo ayedale ntiene game no bibia enso ebetimi esi honomo Ruben Lee Nomad ebo edema Atletico Madrid also omo very calm because season take shape and the game no very crucial Champions night kwambia so omo ye bibi because league no omo entimi enje Copa del Rey omo finals first leg round of 16 betimi I make a difference all first leg anti players no call any brother said a player betimi anya win Pedro Porro about Emma Tottenham Hotspur or said one Metropolitano edinda da na stadium no na use no ama attention na honomo waka actually team say and na stadium hono e fireworks because supporters in their numbers de na so say players no twa akọ ma tipo relax na nkyere de enso ebetimi aye and Newcastle host to FC Barcelona Barca players bia root out ebi and Frankie de Jong Alejandro Balde, Jules Koundé, Andreas Christensen. Nyina no root out because of injuries. Enso etimi apeke. Nemo Juan Garcia. Barca. Goalkeeper. Or say election na Barca. Dede Bebre. Course between Juan Laporta and Victor Font. No. There. Players no. Attention anyhow. Concentrate solely. Our park and so nti there. and that game no omo GD pass ahead den ebefa first leg England also maybe because omo and Newcastle the Shepherd Emma Marcus Rashford ebeye na de no nimie no obeye England and then so omo yiro mo ho a omo betimi anya good results first leg ni mu na Lewis Hall Newcastle omo enso a defender and then on Lamine Yamal back face to face also on Lamine pa na bigger player also testing with the very best and then onyakonya no Asia Lamine Yamal game no mu be de pant ni kwan say obia esro Newcastle de omo betimi de ahese Barca enti Maswin Newcastle omo enso club no we aso ane agina na yadan ho aba yadan ho ba pe ye beto aso nkofo ekroso nsem ye kopem sa so ye na kwakofa cement vital krato sima eba sesia
bini bia se obenya bie na won so anonom na etimi aboa no sa everyone was so ka ho asemi cement vital herbal mixture and then the capsules no e dura ye aduma wontini mu edure uyo bia sabi o mema sem eda from team keja be man ntimi man mu so kra be man ntimi peja no ho uyo be ma sabi woni obesiam na sisia no waje mu a nso edure ye kanfo de ama o edure ye dura ebe boa ma wontini na etimi asore gina so ebe mamoja de pusane wo be man mu ama be man etimi asore gina so ye na watimi abo adwuma na ama o piafo obi bia sabi oni atenka so yo ba so ye bema uhia edro cement vital herbal mixture and capsules anemna ne de agan ne bi kona koto binom watenka ayira na tekokra kona koto edro ne bi nanom na obehu sabi edro no esi ye adwuma sifa afei uye ne to nchen sabi obi wo hono a tichikom o how pa kese pa so yo ba na wo kom fitire na se wo menses na ma ebeyi a edro ebeboa cement vital herbal mixture kona koto edro no binom be ma onfitiko no bibia ye kama de ama afa so wote yaw onfitiko mu a edro ebeboa cement vital herbal mixture and capsule afa so obi won ma sabi wa ko jane nan no na moja di akire we oba na otisa de bia hu moja no tieniye pa se moja no ye gon bright red we no ka se bright red and na said we betimi aboa ma moja ni nyina to atwa e de ama okra afa so obi so a sabi ne to ase twetwe no we ni kan se sciatica wo sciatica edure betimi aboa ama yawo ne twetwe na wo ni nyina etimi ati akokra no e ye agan cement vital herbal mixture and capsules edure no e ye adwuma wontini mu na enuane no bi wo edure wo mu a eboa pa ye friend nitric oxide say nitric oxide no unya eba oni pedua ma enti bi emu asi enti na akantare ba bebiem ba be kutin amenti ni metumi adawo moja etime de afusane usisi ena ya ye neurotransmitters a sonifri adwen no ho ena eba eno na se obi tijawa na se pains bi mu a na sa neurotransmitter no etime aba beboa ama pain na se yaw no etime akofom edrei ewo nyane no bi wo mu a etime release neurotransmitter ye friend endorphin na sa endorphin ne pa se usisi ena ya oja jawo na wote no ewo usisi mu no edrei eba be stop ni nyina yisu dopamine na be yi jawo ni nyina firi ho ko e de amount enti se usisi yo ya edrei wo so no ya agan cement vital herbal mixture and capsules edrei age award yenim de ye ka ho asem no 2022 best waist pain product of the year 2023 edrei age award FCC ya de ho 2024 yes age hwani mu sa afie di anyum nyina so ye be age award no wo ye bema na wo pese unyina so no gina so keme wa bra wo be me maduro no sima kakra bi ati a frɛ number no a egu screen ase no wo frɛ number na ye be no be kasa kama ni ato sedi wo be sia no maduro no na emi na atumi aboa ama bibia ye kama ma o afa so ba bia be nya bia to no ye di egu screen so memom tie ni ye pa se wo kumase ene ne pattern wo store wo person to be ton a ba bia e di kan PFA pharmacy New Road Junction wana PFA pharmacy o store kese a obenya ben bia tu honum akwakoton afa Colinac ewo Ashtown oni Dani Herba o nyina wa Ashtown ko ho Fredimens enso okay o ono so be ma bia to afa so Sambora ewo Cadetia Gate 3 no opposite pe ɛdɔn ɛyɛ ɛdɔ a ɛba bɛboa ɛyi saa ɔhaw nyinaa firi hɔ akɔ ama wo eti pɛbi akyiri kwan tɔ agan a ɛkyerɛ sɛ ɛgyan no pɛbi tɔ na ɛnkɔtɔɔten ɛma wo na nso nya wɔ ahoɔden pɛpɛɛpɛ ɛda mo ase.
Esa mo bibi akwa aboye to aso ewa mo ne pem sign no no e kama cement vital no e bo adwuma pa mo mientu ngo so na yenya bi a e betimi abon yie na me adumo chena Chelsea and Paris Saint-Germain Champions League game no e ba so UEFA appoint referee Alejandro Hernandez so offer an experience in the Chelsea and the PSG game na e ba so him said the last time odi PSG game no was way back 2023 na ankoye crowd for Paris Saint-Germain AC Milan eshomu 2-1 the last time odi Chelsea match so ekoye na emum Chelsea so elusu 2-1 wa bramo any Atlanta and so eboye enti the last time referee odi PSG game no PSG elusu the last time odi Chelsea game no Chelsea and so elusu watchina ono any big one referee okodi game Chelsea and PSG and so airport William Estavao good news for all Blues and it's all training and pay not just na me adumochina coach Epen Kwadia William Estavao and so ebetimi Esiakan against Paris Saint-Germain Luis Enrique saying oh huge respect for Chelsea oh bo ama Chelsea nebum on so Chelsea said Club World Cup I'm losing to Chelsea no way a revenge time or the Paris Saint-Germain mum and ete omo home Tim Sherwood a former Spurs a coach and a bought Joao Pedro Abaso said or outstanding player or all run or incredible player the money man I was slow now so we are full of talent all Brazil now and not Richarlison de Andrade in the pecking order. Carlo Ancelotti are picking on ahead of Joao Pedro. Nemum Pedro a complete player. Yentu also other stories Real Madrid among the Borchina against Man City. Na game because no Mbappe a ruled out. Jude Bellingham, David Alaba, Dani Ceballos, and Alvaro Carreras. We more any players are one NCA kind be. Na Abelewa or contemplate right back no. Obesa Oma Dani Cavalier. Using experience, now original ni fanfa so ewo chire ho because Trent Alexander remember the last match against Vigo or chire 7 defensively or very poor or Madrid and City a lot of defense and don't think of experience over a young energetic Trent Alexander and Dani Cavalier and a coach in the air said obetimi as starting a turn cross ye be said Zidane coachino Carlo Ancelotti a coachino one choose mu bako why and the best and I'll say obeko for Carlo Ancelotti because on him how or manage a big team when they compare Zinedine Zidane and Toni Kroos were choosing Carlo Ancelotti over Zinedine Zidane. La Liga president Javier Tebas said next year outside don't be check it I'm the chief will be a footballer on a ball La Liga, a best signal referee player or no and so a team I offside. In Milan, I'm a president a year Marota. Now say Milan Dabina a baswa, AC Inter Kabakwa, or anti level no and drop a par. Milan Davidon and live up to expectation. Way and in summer, Beppe Marota or no and so editudra. Manolo Catelli, a season sika. Give 4% on the man on new contract no a 3.8 to 4 million euros a season way NSC car look at telling insa and so a team aka Luciano Spalletti and Dusan Vlahovic omo and then the next two people are Juventus episode omo contract no woman a 3 and so emomo Fabio Capello say Inter Milan omo ahwere the services of Lautaro Martinez Lautaro Prado affect omo power because oye leader oye inspiration oye capital ni modern eso nipa na prana wa prana affected Inter Milan omo and so a big time Estupinana only the only goal El Milan derby no was Max Allegri na man a lot of confidence that game impo na odim so be start manager no and the Kasai say all start ampa sound crunch no na reflect to park no so onya the only goal Bernardo Silva Man City embassy contract no omo ebe renew yetete say Barcelona and other clubs I show interest of Bernardo Silva and so emu Kai Rooney we Rooney ne ba ono assigning the ama sports agency ye from Triple S Sports and Kai Rooney we Rooney baron ono enso etim assigning the ama Arsenal Leon Goretzka obey free agent at the end of the season mo Emma Braminic Arsenal for Estefamekwa na oya dia hwan ene empe omo so nya na omo epe was Bronson Charlie Wharton Adam Wharton na ono our Premier League no Man United fan because on the Kobe menu pen there ebe fa Adam Wharton ball onimu ball was Brown former United omo defender and all come for play and them former club say omo enko sign because on the Kobe menu e won fifi ho no ka and also ebetimi aboa Man United empese omo be rush na omo appoint a coach say manager carry can be to us so say anyone e be bo omo be say omo take decisions this year omo be some train till the end of the season. I would do now other Roma say Iran omo ma no situation ni makwa koye den kakra omo ko ball Asia Women's Championship say jo de o hwe no protesters omo protest say ni kwan say Iran e ma no you more travel back to their country.
Yeah.
On say Asian Championship na course no. National anthem omanto.
Yeah.
Na edin sempi na aba omudrom kroma omenya asotwe.
Iran national anthem omanto. Yeah, because of nyoma hodwa ekoso omukro.
Kwa hodwa ne nasefo no.
Nti omo ye de tie haban no do no so eye ho no. Okay.
Na mo kwa mbe so fa asotwe. You need the form of asotwe and how it take place. Ebi mpo ka se betime kumuma.
Yeah.
Ama Donald Trump mpo tweet say ka Australia ban no emma no insecure asylum na omontre krom
the ehu ye basa Iran players ne ma no ewom omodo omko airport
straight
na omko fly to Iran.
Yes.
And the protesters here omo Australia for omo abasa maye mama no kwan ma omo nko back to Iran because omo kwa wan hwekra na yakukunkum womo so man to omukrom national anthem won dey nim guase abro man no yeah gentle so say be you
sa pepe ne Donald Trump on so tweet say even Australia banning person oba accommodate man na ono why willing or the enfa man in America ono Trump no or you ready say obesiku asylum ama Iran man no must because omko back obia enim debate me say they could do
okay how media no nsem omo keka omo akobigi no omo so asylum no omo siki no nti no bibia nkosesa de a yemfa ma no enko Iran minima de if you say we copim say omo ya arrangement say
ye nim de besi
nti from Gold Coast airport one omo fly ma no straight akos Sydney na njije ya omo ye ma enum no omo dwane ye no omo ye bia ma omo makani nyina na motimi atra yes omo ye adwuma say could omo kuta visas aye adwuma na omo mbeso omo ko school zo na kwan akọ school sada na Donald Trump epe say Australian timi nye sada na on fly ma no to America
omo be sada
on fa sada masa ba mo kwan hey football be akọ siri no komo ball gra yi o ma free mo
ntimi anji
okay NTM fancy na quickly min call ni what scientific about clinic na min ko fan kra to kakra emra ba na eridia kana ba betu aso enchekra
Dr. Nimoni said you wouldn't ni what scientific hospital no there biara obi efema onia no ye no eno na nyankopon enam me ne ma doctors for so eye a research about enhaban nyankopon e de adom ye eye enupapa nyankopon adom nti so ube piem ni what scientific hospital nkwade a yare bia wo fam bia no se empo ewo mojam ne esi ni aduro kra onyankopon enam yenso ebema ho atokra
that's why hade nyese wo ba ya sabi ni atam edu di amount say di kokono na emum ye do to afidi so me afidi ni omu hwehwemu me ye omu adepote ya di yare ne brewo na se me omu enya yare ne di woni badua no so te be ye so yare na ma wa to yare ase wo de edi ni say se ni badua se wo to yare ase a utimi tu ase ntem
Obani what scientific hospital Dr. Fobius ya dwuma ne say enubuna enu tan a obo ade e de dwumye no yenye mu nhwemu na fe enwenu akasa e wo mo friends phytochemicals no ye extract say enwenu no na ye mfam frem no emfa emao e bia o kidney no yare abem o kidney no essay yanko na Ghana ha ye de take ahaban e de dialysis a o kidney no say ya produce den kura no a nyarehyiamu na nya didi na fo ni kyerem e wo ni what scientific hospital bofra ban eboye ama wo diabetes ye ni bofra ban ene nyama bi efra e de ma wo a ebebo ma diabetes na o sugar e cost pay no eno so aboa ama etimi abafum ebi na wo hwe mesisi e na o problem pa e yo mema sem baba bi wo no a onya tenkan kora so mo ba beda obo so otimi nya hode ne pagya no no ba hyiamu a ehyiamu ana adwo eno mo so atese ne bema no ensore kora ebia na e no bi ada so a wo nom yo ba na utie me na se ya wo no problem ebia na e fibroid na kosi a wo no kwan ana wa kwa ya sabia doctor si ensu abetata onkosuamu ovarian cyst ana se fallopian tube no e na block ye obebu okura wo sebu ensisi so ni nyina timi sinyi se ho kwan bema bia na ho so e na wo form nkwabon e wo form low sperm count na wo okura beba bebe ne ho so mu no na e mo no be friend say spermatozoa no ba kokura we nyina e ha esi awo ho kwan a obani what scientific hospital a enfidie de ehwe be da di amye wo se problem bi wo no mu a ne atimi ehu aduro na afi aduane e be kyerɛ mo adie pressure nti amo akoma bo periperi asem kura si ofi ntimi mo amane obi so hwɛ me na ne die stroke akawa tompam ye kwa wo ye ba wo so ntimi o kasa na pampan boni de akyire frɛ no halitosis yade baako a ya no wan obi opɛwase obetimi akade akyerɛ wo a ade bedi unya o kasa bia na obi atwene hwene okoda na nwumre o da o jonso ntentem ye papa mo mpanifo no e free 40 50 60 years e kwa ni mo no o prostate na yekese prostate enlargement e ba sa o da o jonso ntentem o jonso bebransa na ade akye e mane nka achi emye nkofa catheter ahoma nkoto ba memo abusuafo bi ebere ni nti manya adagye ammo ya de dia nyadidie semi what scientific hospital Ghana ha de o pa ya sabe ya dia ba fim die fidie e de twe enubena e na fa hode ni fra haban mu e de sa o ya de ma wo a na e ni what scientific hospital yi wo Kumase atonsu Monaco junction ni adansuru bank no ene bi ene mehwe enkran so ye o ma 7 ye ben Janet Konadan no 0244 08 7687. In case you are watching us from any part of the world, whether you are in any African country or you are watching us from Europe, you can contact us on WhatsApp +233 244 08 7687 or on Google Map. Just type Niwat Scientific Hospital and you'll be given the exact location.
Okay, enti yensaimra na emamu nyina akwa babiom emra eye midfield action program yi esobjafo transe na fi yede dia aka nyina enso abrem 0551599933 eno eye WhatsApp line and 0593231579 0593231579 also ena meji eye videos no enyina mpamchowa eni die mu a aya na mama noise na wachire no ye kasa no pamcho mo ne nkofom kra na yente nko a wode no a wode fa phone no so abre na esa na noise no wachira kasa no kabum nti aya yente hwe kra ne die mu a na mama na yentiem so ama yetimi afa dodo no a na aya mo anu mo dwa mo ho eti ho ada na omo de message ba na omo ehye singlet ne ade ne pamcho wa ne diem eno so mo nye ne ye kakra emfa emaye. Today UEFA Champions League over 3.5 games. Except Barcelona games, that will be over 2.5. My greetings to Okumkom, MC Achumangwabiaja South. And the watch we are Sikra and Sana.
3.5.
Or say, today's Champions League games, over 3.5 games. Except Barcelona game, that will be over 2.5. I should say.
You know, betting terms in there.
I don't just see you
on top of that,
yeah.
but bright here on top of that.
Oh, okay.
But your person channel, just say goals be more. But at the end now goals no any baby.
Okay.
But over 3.5 is a goals be
Barcelona and Newcastle.
Yes.
Goals be
Baby. But offer Galatasaray, Liverpool, offer Tottenham Hotspur, Atletico Madrid, offer Bayern Munich, Atlanta. Who is a goals baby.
I see. All right, Intina and also I don't know. On the Champions League games today, Barcelona should be very careful. In the first 30 minutes at the St. James Park, because that is where Newcastle exerts all their energy and pressure, and Newcastle should also be mindful of the controlling game of Barcelona. Also, with the absence of Alisson, Galatasaray may have a slight chance of upsetting Liverpool in Turkey. Tottenham will find it very difficult surviving at the Metropolitan because of noise and pressure they put on away teams. Finally, Bayern Munich should be able to justify in Italy if they are hell-bent on qualifying to the last 8. Michael Ablekuma, anyway, and so Abraham and Anope. You free Michael, who quickly, why you want to make when I said IMC and supporters chairman are weak, Andy didn't understand me. He should tell us what the FA prosecutor did after the Dreams Aduana match, and when they brought Hearts of Oak player who fought the referee, immediately Kumasi Santiago's name appeared. It will be hours. Then they called them. They should rather do a press conference telling the FA president and his prosecutor that what do you say? They won't appear if they try any punishment to Kumasi Santiago. Prince, I say, message, tintin dodo. Dauda Sama na do every doom PZ. So can't Osesibe, Ali Muhammad or Razak Simpson replace the Scorpion, Salisu, for this Mundial? How I wish Kosinyan Techi can come back for our GFA president there. Okay, my regards to Asian, Okoronko, Otabel, and Amomo Ekaho, and so Enyina. Medi way and so FM tentem or say I listen to many sports programs on radio and TV, but honestly, when it comes to quality analysis, passion, and real football knowledge, none of them can be compared to Kessben Sports. Other stations talk about sports, but Kessben Sports lives and breathes sports. The way your team breaks down matches, discusses Ghana football, and interacts with fans is simply top class. To me and many listeners, Kessben Sports is 100%. You are the real champions of sports broadcasting in Ghana. Keep the work, the good work up. Okay. Adam, aka Babayi Roman Mubarak. Ramadan Mubarak to all Muslims in Abuaso. Then also the Abreye and on the woman you trim and Anope. The show is loud and clear. In Elliot, South Africa. Kessben FM, you are the best radio station in Ghana. Keep it up, my darling. Club Barcelona will dismantle Newcastle tonight. Greetings, my lovely daughter, Doriska Adom Kasiwa of University College of Education, Winneba Campus, Joseph Adom, aka Captain from South Africa. Una odi message we and so Abreye. Maybe we chat to later. Maybe other messages amode Abreye ne Anope. The MP who is claiming that the day Ayu should be rewarded for dedication and loyalty. I want to ask him whether the day Ayu played for the national teams for free. Without taking bonuses and appearance fees. It seems the decision to include the day Ayu in the Black Stars is being made political and pushing him into the team in 2026 World Cup. Kofi Enediwe, a free broadcast in Accra, and so Brian later. Other messages, no, and so many say production, no more videos, no, and so ready. Now, more the American program, no, be I come pa. And I pay, yes, I see free. We call Champions League. Oh, who's so that they know here?
Obi message you say for says be no as something can replace Salisu.
Yes.
Oh blaster.
Yes.
Oh work up na.
So who be o for Brian? Who feels say? No, who feels only in Nigeria so who be o.
No, how we continue to demean the level of the blasters na ya na me.
Oh sir. Or mention or say Sibe Obo say Sibe Din na say Osan so bo Razak Simpson.
He mentioned another center back.
Yeah, this is be am come back to the message. This is be am come back to the message. Now who feels so dimini the
level of the blasters.
Oh sir.
Say you go work up or say Sibe Nkobo 5 for blaster. Said you. Ye league na bonus strikers beno. Ataku min ko pa top scorers na wingers nko. Wingers nko. Said you. World Cup.
Yeah, the World Cup level ne bafom.
Yeah, the blaster and level.
Who feels a players in your room?
Now, almost and local blaster. How many of them they booby? How many of them they started?
Okay.
Any of them are blaster proper. So you. Any look man, Usiman, ye kushia or World Cup. And no one I push you. Omondo was you kushia hurricane. One I push you. Yeah, my fire blaster in Niagara. And the World Cup is the biggest stage of football. It take Lionel Messi from 2006. Messi retired twice because of the national team. Level so they shouldn't just demean the level of the blaster. It is the World Cup. It is stage in a song. The cream de la cream of players cry be more struggle. Messi 2006, not a bench. It taking him from 2002 to 2022, how many years? Lionel Messi retired twice. That is the level of the national team. That is the stage called the World Cup. Cristiano Ronaldo above World Cup or from Portugal. Now Portugal World Cup said you no more Makotiada. Ronaldo time na Portugal is consistent by qualifying to the World Cup. Ronaldo above World Cup say what has been his performance at the World Cup stage in India. Jebebia sabi dikudi across inti. Let's not be so emotional. Now you reduce the level of the blasters. You know, stage in the stage you know inti.
Okay.
We can several actually say based on just to motivate certain players within the local game say has what again based on magnanimity and other political issues we can include one or two players I believe to say the now people say a provisional squad no or say one a didn't remember before be the number of goals I was share Ghana Premier League at least if it's considered in the qualifiers Prince Treboa, Emmanuel and all those guys can be considered for the 50-55 man squad for the World Cup. But you see you go through local players straight away to the start of
Germany
2006.
Germany, we have local boys uncle.
Your ball Confederation Cup final.
Yes, you know what I mean? You fair World Cup.
Your ball Confederation Cup. You know 2 Ghanaian clubs representing. So time no na kotoko nko work nkoje 5. Na Gold Stars enwuramu nkoje 6. Na Duana enwuramu nkoje 7. The standard of the local league at that time. Na yen kobo kotoko ne asma referee over bi di match plan to take it ma. Debi, she level baby ababitu. The level of the local game na wo its peak. Inti obi ba Oraba Bayara Sports Stadium a 30,000 40,000 capacity. The competitors no more bono quality players are obi wram ewo Ali Sundowns TP Mazembe zejo near them ko TP Mazembe they were starting for TP Mazembe Oni Solomon Asante and the other guy Kisi Boatem they were starting for TP Mazembe. They won multiple CAF Champions League titles and the players now yet so and how many of them will even walk into lower tier teams in the PSL in the Egyptian league and the other leagues few bit me I'm making it into a standard number fem. Until let's not reduce the blasters to an ordinary national team. No, you know World Cup na ye kono make bebubodi na mo se me di ehu hye nkrofomu. That is the reality.
Wow.
Quality no.
But seriously udi hu hye nkrofomu so.
The American do be dispute to say ye kwa koshia Hurricane to so say be no onfa asemfo from.
No we inside so bo na ehu dodo.
That is the reality.
Hurricane no say be. That's what reduce World Cup route to Hurricane no say.
Oh, there be so almost say.
I'm saying the only fair.
Many said you almost say. Several go down nyama. Almost say far as that seems. Say Salisu we pra. Enti ye hia obi we akiri hɔ a. And almost say young for say.
As you say strike be go go share Hurricane no say.
I do not your group no one em ko. Your group see in England no group. Ana me ba. Any Hurricane.
Ye Panama, ye Croatia.
Na Croatia.
The match we go World Cup ye Hurricane.
Croatia ni anti bude me.
The Hurricane.
The Croatia number 9 or one of the top scorers in the Spanish La Liga. And that is anti bude me. General, we are not going to meet or you're one of the top scorers. General, minimal and then the one I was saying.
Who sleep more? Because I saw that. The camera never went to doctors. Come on, say all sleep. So you do see World Cup into Hurricane no sense.
No, General,
what is that?
Osesibe has not done enough. Say Becca say the Neko World Cup. I'm sure my understanding.
You said this in Keke. Same for Zach Simpson no says we go replace you Salisu. And now would have cocoa pie.
Oh, that mate.
Obi na suggestion.
You see, and no crazy room say we should go with our best.
Yeah.
No question say who here center back sir. Who go beyond Ghana League, outside Grano. We don't look good currently. who are the potential centre backs? They will struggle. But I think that they are just ahead of SSCB Razak Simpson. That's what I say. They are just ahead. Straight ahead of SSCB Razak. You know, World Cup, a lot of things go into it. Football at that level, any easy cry. Inti friendly match be yakobo one match be omuka squad no ho obetuma ye pa say yakọ World Cup om ne mfa om nko body em say oni ande be ya adwen kakra say ye hwe mo ene omukọ akobo so waka no hurricane no uyi hurricane ni free one ma so other guys there one no I don't think SSCB ni Razak Simpson currently ye can your best center backs in the game ye for as Ghana omuka ho bi.
Okay. Intino ye ma e mobo mo din sisi akra. But say World Cup no nye no. Want to be mature mra ye nkonna.
But sisa biribi a wudi nkomo bia no. Nipa no form in the situation e wo bra wudi nkomo no. E na abegina so de aka. Daachin de de obi nim. Agi player we pray a wontumi mo. Na wa hwede baby atwa mo ye. Na wa project
the kaisa ye ko Brazil. Na Brazil na yes. Ena fata udawda. And I said Ronaldo Bukunu first shot.
No, we say we are
answer Jenzo to me.
Lion say we no. I will jubilate and negotiate.
I mean, what guy say about for if you guys are Fata Ronaldo, Fata Ronaldo, in Portugal. Make I pa.
I come to Ronaldo then.
O Cacho Bia said, who must depend if I could see.
Na no Portugal na
na em boy mo
but any Portugal
tell you how to
na me say em pons how much but the first
say Fata was say me kai
catch the whole world say
maso jubilate na waso no kra no wo be dem say oboba so
em pon match but if that shot na ba ben 90th minute and I be say go the
okay beside that
so how mo yeah but ko say no say
Fatal.
One penny say.
Or the Orlando Pirates. Or that Chepa United. Or that Ashanti Good. Look at the profile of such player. Won't you fan to my
Okay.
Because say you FMB Stadium you over 80,000 plus. FMB and one of the biggest stadium in the world. Into her stadium now Sarah for 9 years. Into Fatau, even before that, his profile was rich. He has huge experience. Same cannot be said. Fatawi is one of the goalkeepers who progressed through the ranks, national teams. He plays here, he can. See my Simpson opportunity, first game, solid. After that, he only built. And I didn't know one. Or say, good player. I think he said this season, we're reducing the errors. So, this season compared to the previous season, I feel he's matured now as compared to the previous season. But you know what? It is the Blasters.
You see, Andy was making a very crucial point. Say, Minister Meka say local players are Omabo Black Stars and he be once playing in our local league. Obeka Sheila Iliasu, Haminu Dramani in 206. 206, January, we are talking about 20 years now.
And then Habib Mohammed.
And Aminu Dramani Krasata no akwasama resta beg.
But now of free Heart of the Lions. Your fan said they who now no the ball Black Stars. Or the Co-Nations Cup in Egypt, 206 now, near Heart of Lions, no, the koi. Into me, I take it as one of the local boys who played for Ghana at the World Cup. Obeka Iliasu, Haminu Dramani, and then Habib Mohammed, and then basically, and these guys are here somewhere 206 there about 20 years ago. Compare the quality of players in our league now to the quality of our league 20 years ago. You know, that was around 204 there about a House of Oak and the Kotoko Airbo Confederations Cup final. Iliasu from King Faisal to Asante Kotoko. That time attendance was also very good. And obi to me under that circumstances are ultimus at least or a word drilled. But the name no saying TBB there the say the quality on the local scene above from Nisanti. Obi ebe free local ni mako ura Black Stars in Eddie. What I say? You free a 3 bar, a 2 bar. It represents a look and one able. Gradually, I minimize it to the extent say, look out for crown bench trabeting at their mom. The last World Cup on a day, a free kata, any a day, a free banner, any download, right? I do Mukoye.
Yeah.
I think say free had some minute and
the World Cup in the Switzerland and no big book.
He couldn't even get some minutes. The general, he didn't come on a World Cup and a experiment. It's not a situation to favor individual players. We might be able to say yes. Say 26 near the Beko. Na yesu susem kwadano ne local club we bika krebe benti e bia yehwem ayire so abe 22 players bi ne genuinely be use in the tournament. Na phobia de umbefa out of magnanimity. Dear, fine. Other than that, when we are talking about competitiveness, you look at an umbebre.
Okay. Andy is right. Some stomach journalists in Ghana are pushing for some players to be called to the national team. George Peve in the Volta region, and now the message is free and so abreye. All right, but we call Osaya for what? The World Cup. It's a stage meant for the very best players, not for the local boys. These players even struggle against strikers in the Ghana Premier League. I strongly believe the person who suggested that is a heart-to-folk supporter. Instead of making myopic selections, we should focus on identifying better and more competitive alternatives. Or in Cologne, Germany, and anyway, Breye. Are you guys suggesting that Razak Simpson can tackle Harry Kane? Is Harry Kane playing with 5 legs? But for inferiority complexes, our boys can match any striker any day. And the dairy, they also the Abreye.
On a Kofi Yesu, coach Samuel Bodu. Only the last person takes or can similar statement.
Yeah.
Has a name a Koba Oka say Omuna 9822 in Shrubby Korea 6. Yes, Korea 6 in the house.
Yeah.
Talk is cheap. Are they playing with 5 legs? And the dairy said, and team Arsenal means Arsenal fan. Sir Gabriel, he's not playing with 5 legs. Saliba is not playing with 5 legs. But I don't think he will advise Arsenal to come and sign SCB or come and sign Sir Umama sign Razak Simpson because Umu legs here 2-2. Some 2 legs are more developed than others. And some are good at certain job than others.
You guys was all done tomorrow.
Oh,
yes, I did. Come and call honorable. The day I usually do the Tanzania Champions League.
Say, yen the kind of league as you see, I have one local players. I kutana. Na ode toto yakuya chiko 2006 dia no krana. Unu zo 2006 dia no. They not doctor ekano. How many drama ni kwa na wa call team when dia the rest are grade a year before the AFCON. Oko 2005 season ye bowie no ekobo restart Belgrade and san ye de ne kwa AFCON e Egypt after Egypt no January February and san ye se be ko World Cup tinu anya ne experience dada o hwe local players ne do mo ko bi ti se Hamza mo ene ade ye drop ye o mu nyina e be ka dankwe mu e be ka Jojo at that time no aswitch to from Kotoko to ye Ashgood ene be ka player ne dia de Shila Iliasu anu adjoin ne Kotoko and of course Abrante and the Habib Mohammed. It is a whole share and core team now, ya de koye na. Na local players in here be boy pano. Because na Samia Jekwa was job. And we free Ghana League ni mukrako. And on kwara ni esusu so betimi ada national team na di amaye. But at a point you said there be West stage now ya kon ye be here goalkeeper or what that charisma. Ewo word front. And what the need to now the only lesi wa. Only la no apply ni trade war. Ya Blackpool ni ade ademono. Ebe more potential say onu betimi lead Ghana than say okwakofa Jojo anase obi ti say Sami Eje even though some ye great we league ni enti ya consider we nyina sa wo hwe ya tam ya de Sila Elias mbe boy no ye share teams na countries a omo what that pedigree no hwan ye timi share no after beating Czech in US team no obi anim say fan no more don't have money some other players but now they toto other teams be to say Czech I share omo na and Czech before say e be share Czech na Italy say enti check ana word or that number 3 na yesusu say check ewo team no na individual players it said the toto England team aye bobodin ho na edifa wo and you see Brazil dey no me dey time na sile lias mu akiri watch almost offside na ase zero bet to the ball na 10 no aye wo de ba ya pa na ase ye wi ani age 3 enti o hwe yen kind of league as say aye wom any clubs o muntimi nko Africa na de toto sa team na obi ti say Benadombote obi ti say na obo nipa hindu amu nyina no at that time no mo bo qualifies the maga no mu che go so ba ye ko work up nko ye samu yi omu nyina free because eduru bre bia ba bia ye ko no ye behia players a omu what that exposure no enti se sia league na ye bone de na general say kwa ye players no omu be yi omu ho league no bi omu tukwa bi esi omu say o de ko wachi a omu je go king omu ko sa be bo league no omu a
kakaye
obi ti say dia wu se tailor o de ye nko ye chi bebiri o sa be bo obi mu obebo obi nkura no atapa no ntimi nhunu so Stephen Amankura aye 2-time top scorer e we league nim okoye yati ne din Zlatan Abednego tete so obaji ye go key no ye hu die bi enti wo de ko kakra kra na wo de ye fa nimu ye afo no
who say best no ko
akokra na Africa ya beta mu akoye wasaba Kwame Poku koye
Koti another thing. Medium striker your ball blasters come back.
Jonathan Soa. Si wo nti se si no ye league ni standard ne de e na ne can house of folk agi Ghana league okoya Africa owuru ababia a omo great team we share ni 6 osako JS Sala 4 into ono kwa away match away 2 away games or they say 10 or they 10 goals and what they buy na no other champions Samates di ni de ekoye after 2-2 draw Ghana ko wantimi anso o rene baako a na no country ni ye Cameroon na obetimi ase ba wo wura mu ba bi o mo yade no team ni bebo 2-2 ko share no Gold Stars awoje a league just recently o kwaje say Asante Kotoko eji FA Cup a general ebedin ye nuru ho
Olusu home na we nyina
ye nuru ho
all right okay
omo ebetimi no ma buy West Africa for na no motete ana
ye betimi a consider back on na you be for potential sake
okay
but
to start say ono betimi a lead bi ne de
true busy on blaster.
I think from what some of us are saying now, we should also agree that we made a mistake by participating in the qualifiers to the World Cup. We should not go for that tournament. Titi, they do free so many. Titi, a mistake. Grand and come qualifiers. Titi, we know the good thing.
Oh, there be general. You know, I said World Cup. There be World Cup. So more much no more anaje 8 nations na aje World Cup na da me.
No cry every tournament.
What you say?
Champions League, CAF Champions.
Omo no.
English Premier League, Africa Cup of Nations, Copa America. Wow, benya baako.
Yes.
They said the European Championship Greece beje baako.
Yeah.
They said the Leicester City beje baako no. They said the ATM mu be wura mu no. You benya sa ne ma no baako. The Colombia beje the Copa America no. Those things it happens once. But who put everything together? The competition recognize only winners. Who be who say competition bia ye ba e your omo jina. You know say when Morocco never go finals. Morocco Senegal. In the competition they always recognize winners.
Okay, so it's not about inferiority complex. Their IQ are way higher than our boys. We should limit our expectations going into this World Cup. Our GPL is not exciting to watch. Players can't even swing passes together. You can't even see coaches' hands on their teams. Cooper, Edway, Efri, UK, and Abekaya Dianoho, Don, Edway, Efri, Ashtown. Not to disdain or demean the integrity of our local league, but to be honest, I don't think Osesibe should be considered a call-up to our national team for the upcoming World Cup. It will look at Hurricane to go and score freely, not because of Kane's pedigree, but his Oh. We are not going there to joke, please. Don, may you be free. Also, message, Emu. Mamin Koha, the best local players we have ever is the Senegal 92 squad. Most of our defenders were local boys. Go and watch Ghana, Nigeria. After Nigeria, what? Adepoju's goal against Ghana. There's a word there. What's it there? Okay. Ama and Co. Ama and who? Some message Ibrahim. Why? Yes. No, but I say, I'm so accustomed to you. I'm so no oppressor. As for defenders, we should go for Heaven of Manchester United, Joshua Champon of Chelsea, midfielders, Romeo Latvia of Chelsea. Okay, still typing in terms of the players I beat me the EV World Cup and the Brain. Messages no ba and I ba later. If I be share and also. Minim say yanko a round of 16 and the matches no. Na fi yemra a member of parliament for Ketu North, Eric Edem Agbana, on the day IU to 2026 World Cup. Yokoba, a very sad discussions, any quotes. Also, we need to reward sacrifice, hard work, and loyalty. And Dede Ayew has shown enormous commitment to the Black Stars, and I believe he should be included. One of my regrets is that Lai Kingston didn't get a chance to play. He fought hard during qualification and should have been included. I always say the coach should be allowed to make the best decision. Okay, now honorable member of parliament for Ketu North, Eric Edem Agbana, and this answer now to Jaffa Ayew. Can make it trust or the full story no and super brain. Mind you and Che and sports minister Nankasa, honorable Kofi Adams, so make comments kakra. Man for being say na or suggest a boy no okay in the 24 no consider na enya no nwa kra. All right. Nti asha say politicians no obi e chena dwen kakra me say weeks ni edi animu ansa na World Cup na ba no bebre edo dwen kire beba say ese ma didi enso eko World Cup no ye ba say na wo so adwen e kire efa ensem we nyina enso ehun.
So what ya bo anso ne Derek Jones.
Yes. Young initial na man for say enya no kra ba asem ni nyina ya no kra. Say yellow card. Yeah.
America for say omo cha ha o leak ti say America for no Ghana for
omo the young business we keke o but omo say and lead it to team no a friend saying so results no within the game no the young business
that's all
you beji yellow and no akojere wa jidisika
Derek Jones ne
ya boy
they once played together in Columbus Crew.
Yeah, okay.
Now, in one game, we are good here. Omi ni nyina etwa bet say Derek Jones be the yellow card. Ampa no according to omoyi. Now hwe say ni BBC for fast story na ye ni gidi.
That's a story more.
Say I born no Man City.
Okay.
Okobo Man City
2014.
Okay.
Yeah, 2014 there about. He was a Man City player.
Yeah.
And all the ekoi. Now Derek Jones no dey na I'm Sasemboni abento mo ye ne Ghana because yes football asem ne ken akoda no obo U20 ni U19 or so my US omo ma Ghana da
maso e Ghana o ye wono wa ntina
ba so obo ma US
so o ma trace na yi ndi
obo ma US asem to no dey
o ma is UK newspapers no Arsenal rene match no mo dey abrofo players that to Arsenal lose ya bo so akofa black front page
this is we I bet discussing honorable parliament member of parliament for Ketu wasan kabium kra e dey afa supporters aban be dey omo be call a World Cup no or send the checks in the BBI say the people could be another cost to buy $9,000 in tis buy the nipa be 2,000 nebekwa or check here ne could see $18 million.
The 2,000 the better
the 2,000 no crowd say constituencies no nipa saying na constituency be able so 276 constituencies nipa saying so we choose 10
yeah 90,000 per constituency
but nipa 10 no crowd go for kwamba
$90,000
so we nipa 10 pen echo we see pen echo o say sempi o dim say amanfo omo ne constituency mo pe bia ko omo nyina bedwa the all kind of but no credit all kind So nipa aband the nipa 2,000 na kwa 9,000 and ground was cover 3 matches in a group matches in go $18 million. It's my buying yes I mistake no cry no for bianco
no I'm for 2,000 or 100
then you are go or I have choose 100
figures as
100 no bedding because one I didn't know one I began
you'll be choosing a could be a seller or be back at
it was
the moment of my constituency you use political demarcation and so more chances
yeah issues no dey break what you come na ya mehwe ehun so ma dey $80 million the checks no one catch you David no we bia na 1 kilometer on no
you know $18 million
yes yanko me say guess you can 1 kilometer you try 1 kilometer boy be shock
okay oh matter was
the body pa
what do you have in your champion the body pa
you hear what is new kakra.
Okay, you know.
The day are you for World Cup? Obviously, wa bread. Or you're so loyal and dedicated. Will show the loyalty and dedication at the Ama national team. Yemfa we and Nanasi. Weekend, this one who go no share.
Yes. Yeah. Head down. If you crazy and father go because of head down. Maybe at last 10 minutes, last 5 minutes.
The young comrade name
2007 to 2026, you're 19 years. Yeah. Men come match at the Deba boy or the winning bonus of Ghana. So you know how they all go back.
Oh, tell you what you know. And you know, show loyalty and dedication because of scanner or G, you know. That's it, you be a level of loyalty and dedication. You be a disca. You show be committed. And just a match in a point in Janica.
You know, the subject matter now is the day. If you bring other players, we can discuss that.
Yeah.
The subject matter now.
Okay, now Mr. Mitchell says loyalty, the dedication, yeah, you know. And can say a point, Sky, a more edema player, we would only need because we are loyal, we are dedicated. No. Yes, I know, about commitment level.
And yet, you are not
a cool national team.
General said the day was in 2010 World Cup.
Who player what kunu who said ni papa
and I make
papa a friend say abedi pele but no just a mad bonus near the na onyibi
no say abedi pele okunu eventually the banner
yes
asamoja yare no the bobo
after 20
afcon mokai
yes
and no just a poor match na che bonus onyibi
you know I'm only
saying
the can say and also one of the points
okay
the moment you are going on emotional grounds, loyalty, dedication. Michidi said they did dedication and a commitment. And I'm gonna call World Cup me answer.
Yeah.
Said trimpo. Meaning so it was in 2010, 2014, and then 2022. 3 World Cups. Yes, I need loyalty and dedication.
Oh, Doctor, I mean, the American way they know kind of may respond say loyalty, dedication has nothing to do with Sikai. Santi Gonfanche.
We can say fache the person can say we hear who ye adwuma no so wo je wo aketua ite brebi do na wuntimi nya adwuma na yen ka say brebi etwa no ye wo adwuma
yes
okay you be baso
see the loyalty and dedication na ye dia and you hear e be kwa kofa asamoja mu so mu nsa me boss
you be baso
e bredu ya asamoja ontumi mobiem no ne pom den coaches ni so ontumi
you be baso
yankasa ne loyalty
and dedication adwuma bi adwuma ko bi best worker o tu no ho ne hwan ama adwuma na ye reward na afi no so ye ma na ya and just abosun so ani ntwe bakroka
do we use the blaster the national team
it depends on what
abosun so ani bakro na best worker ni ntwe nka
general as a footballer o man chance o mebobo a won reward no nemum de wasoma wa besum nti ye bodwa na ya bo anniversary bi ni apɛ bibi ye de bibi to no so ye de ni din to street bi so ye yes statue bi ama no me ba ye yes send off bi ama na eno no ne ka say ye hye na but if you say a footballer should go and play a football tournament it no nye rewarding for loyalty
all right
because he's a footballer
so this was okwa na onko no ye mfa ya dwen ko ho mo But even though loyalty and dedication there, but me gidi pass aketua.
One of those
nothing to do with
one of those things.
You know, aketua. It has.
What the aketua and Tonche? They say he was playing for the national team whilst he had a club. When the handlers of the team felt that he's not giving them enough, and he's no more needed by Otuado and his technical team. And I'm dropping. And has he improved from at the time he was dropped? Clearly, if it is about performance alone, Dede has no business being in the Black Stars. And Command Bako say all rewarding for the loyalty and the commitment. And I'm saying says you perceive rewarding it there and yet tournament and they rewarding footballer. And ya dia ye be ya man and they rewarding because tournament there or koye juma jiska.
Me Champions League no nya me mu yenkomra na issues nyina no ho wa person do adwen train ade ba no which me dey aba na yabo amobia enso at 0551599330593231579 for videos no emfaso mra and na Champions League night
5:45 ewo Turkey and a Liverpool and a Galatasaray e dey so ewo ho. Now, you know, we're talking about Galatasaray. We share the last game of my boy against Juventus. We pia po mabaso modeba boy. Fortunately for them, only Liverpool share this season in the Champions League. Now, almost share Liverpool by a goal to nil. But after that defeat, any defeat at Liverpool benya against PSV and Omen, Liverpool assessing BBR. Almost share Frankfurt an emphatic one in Germany. Omoko France ko share Marcel an emphatic one and Omba be PMO Giuseppe Meazza Sports Stadium in San Siro Sabe share Inter Milan. Into Liverpool team. Apart from one of the games Omo in Premier League, Seju against Wolverhampton Anko Yam Farmono. Omani a very good second round so far as the competition now women in our concern. Into Omo room ever venue Omo coin Omo Sanko Lusu by 1-0. So what should Galatasaray for now? Confidence level at Basel and Debbie American say. So we want to was here so show team almost starting almost bench. Ubemus a team that is endowed with so much experience. Players a bit more about Premier League, a bit more about Italian Serie A, a bit more about the Spanish La Liga, and combine no munina ewo. Inti so show team nima. Ofa obi say Roland Selassie on the right. You are talking about Davinson Sanchez, formerly of Tottenham Hotspur, Abdul Karim Badaki, Omumyenu Nebepe, as two centre-backs. Ismail Jacob, the Senegalese international, and Oba Midfielder, or more former Premier League, two players in Mario Lamina and then Lucas Torreira, as two pivot Omobo in front of a backline. And just ahead of them, one Brazilian sensational Abrantia, a friend, Gabriel Sala, and Noah Nang on the other side, and Yelmes, and so the left side, and with Vito Osimhen top. In the 4-2-3-1, team your friend Galatasaray and Pempi, Edijim. Liverpool's were a pool of players to choose from Robertson, Apiki, Jeremy Frimpong, Dominic Soboslai, Konate. Time Koba so Real Madrid na committed errors. But after that particular deal, Kodaya Madrid for relax, Konate is playing very well alongside Virgil van Dijk. Nene say your best share Vito Osimhen fight in a couple 2 year. AJJ Arena Brana Bremen, Jelson Bremer, any Abrantia, your friend Lord Kelly, or Mumbi Koti, or Mudi J Arena. Your best share how you fight against Van Dijk and then Abraham your friend Ibrahim Konate and so Mark Leicester here on and off this in Kati Jones one or better and Bibi Kakra Florent Vase Piquet from the second round and then Cody Gakpo on the left, Mo Salah a sure bet and Sergio Hugo Ekitike leading the line until Liverpool so back in a 4-3-3 in variation of a 4-2-3-1 and almost so a bit me ako. Now say anytime I'm in Liverpool bono it almost said this season team na ho dealing na ejina Dominic Soboslai so but Salah a key because it is a Champions League night. The form of Hugo Ekitike general ogusu ba na airborne homody. So those two players are key on the field of play if you really want to beat Liverpool. And Liverpool are there everyone with a pace, especially on the defense line. And two more ball man now the ball to but now you're so direct now face Oma. You know and again Alisson will not be present. Now game through this leveler. Baby I na attention in our the two goalkeepers. Well, bet me a save situation no at the Ama club no. In the knockout stages, you are good to go. So the two goalkeepers are key and take a game when they bet me. Abaso Ewohono and Liverpool once again Ryan Gravenberch were Jumaye because omu team nina e Gabriel I don't move team no in midfield. Lamina Torreira, Lamina with the range of passing and then look at Torreira for his energy. And Emuya dia omu Maro Icardi, omu Ike Gundogan, omu Leroy Sani, three experienced players are me no bo Premier League ni bida and one from the Italian Serie A and a free bench aba. Inti Galatasaray team no rich. Just that in terms of form, Obeka say these players no Oma holding up a fem kakra age above mu. But on the field of play, experience is key anytime any of these guys omo be introduce omo. But say you Liverpool are holding the Oma 3 or second round no. And no my game we so dicey for team and friend Galatasaray. So show home games on my bar. But open the team ye in the Champions League. Actually will say at home on my holding and so also. Play Vito Osimhen out, you are good to go because on be acting as a decoy into ono ansha obema Gabriel Sala mo ba behye se Sala ntimi ansha obema no one nag aba behye anase Barak here made from the left and so ebeba behye. So the attacking play any problem na function no e Vito Osimhen. Inti Liverpool actually what there so will be to play him out it should be Vito Osimhen said the bear omie kwan no from other players intimi enche because obie kwan na other players intimi that is why he come to the party and obehu say Osimhen at the ball no so eto eye atrem enso eho you know a game very difficult because so one team win no home na say oh call Anfield was the next one o game here very tough at the man ho but a game I foresee say 2 goals I likely say a bit me abem but double chance for Liverpool game na a bit me abasono who rebel Italy na Atlanta and so but against Bayern Munich and so Atlanta team no obi who says you the only Italian representative for omo and so area and the last game omo boy omo di rem no they played against a German encounter Borussia Dortmund show omo 2-0 and on babete can say yi omo free and so Bergamo and then Bayern Munich so and omo clearly they've been fantastic ball omo this season in the Champions League but headache here how to hold the attack of Bayern Munich. Stanisic, Guerrero, Davis, Kim Min-jae, Upamecano, Jonathan Tah, any issue. Pavlovic, Joshua Kimmich, any issue because Joshua Kimmich, Ederson is back. Mark Duron is likely to mark him in midfield. But Joe, the attack of Hurricane, German Musiala, and then Michael Olise and Luis Diaz, a front four, and a team I friend Bayern Munich Edeba. Into so Vincent Company, the team is a do more of a 4-2-3-1, but on the foot of play, so more game now. Game it's a 4-2-4, and you need very good defender to stop this attack. Into and there, Ofa Benakosni on the left side, Zappacosta, and already the 3 back no available. So the bay on both defend your Benado. So Isaac Hien, Said Kolasinic, and Ofa Obit say Osnoko Sonu, the Ivorian International. Not the 2 wing backs, not Babekao. Almost said defender, or more Mario Pasalic and then Mark Duron. Into both a Chilean general, or my package so well to make sure they stop the front line of the Bayern Munich team. No matter the likes of Gianluca Scamacca and then some are deaf anymore because some of these are some hit you on the breaker. Those are the guys on rely upon them. A lot will depend on Bayern Munich attack because Atlanta will be on defensive side and who are watching Atlanta pano omunye the typical Italian teams now baby they possess so well and until them after Gian Piero Gasparini fire more possessive coach or no betimi abom game no. So even playing against the likes of Madrid, against the likes of Chelsea, who say almost possess it very, very well. She come for associate Chelsea, she come for associate team your friend Borussia Dortmund. But say you associate in the Bayern front four. It's scary. It is a one team and so you'll always be in trouble. And the form of Bayern Munich in the Champions League, it do this level. Any experience now more almost how character, you know, it is difficult to stop them in the Champions League. It may call 2-1 win for Bayern Munich in that particular game.
My info will inform quickly enough. So I can't why 2-3 matches, right?
My 2.
Why 2?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Now near Honten now confirm commercials. Asphalt in Ghana costs approximately $466 per ton for import of 2023, with prices highly dependent on origin. Okay, what? And then they are brave, but also for infrastructure, construction of 1 kilometer of asphalt road in Ghana costs roughly 1.5 million Ghana cedis. Roughly 1.5 million Ghana cedis.
Wow.
1 kilometer asphalt road.
Oh, okay.
So just say, until from Accra to Kumasi, so you can imagine. Say 1 kilometer, we have 1.5 million Ghana cedis.
Okay.
It's 18 million. You are talking about about 12 kilometers.
Yeah.
About 12 kilometers.
Okay. The doors of say $18 million between the African credit because I create my tobacco do my FS Bonnie.
Okay.
Very, very costly. Yes.
Very, very costly.
Yes. It's
With
the firm, yeah.
Okay. Gerard, Tottenham Hotspur ATM. One interesting thing about Tottenham Hotspur, Adia, Real Madrid, Liverpool, at our Champions League na free they are struggling in the domestic league, and Mpempi Sawasha, She Thomas Frank, na she di how. Coach is no money experience with European football, no, almost struggle to manage the two competition. So look at Newcastle United in the EPL, they are struggling. But when Newcastle United in the Champions League, they are playing very well. The same thing applies to Tottenham Hotspur. Money experience, baby. I'm talking about the respective coaches now. Thomas Frank, born home modern before all Beckham I go to Adano, Abano, who's all born home modern in Europe. Because Bogo Glit for years ago, and Tottenham, but they've been beating Manchester City, they've beaten Inter Milan and other teams as well. But FC Copenhagen, other clubs, and if you look at the games at Tottenham Hotspur, but Copenhagen elusuye. So Excel said they are playing very, very well. Now Omurum Ewo Madrid against Atletico Madrid are almost sometimes they look so unpredictable and all predictable Ayana Eden. She gave one boy against Barcelona at home. Now she gave one boy against Barcelona at the new camp. And over the weekend, she gave one team a boy. So sometimes they look unpredictable on paper. Now, offer Tottenham Hotspur team now. You know, a team are gradually prepare and kakra bem inti. So washa and the coach the Benya Kevin down so and Obia wa follow Ago to the Obiano. He always want to play the 3-back style, the 3-back plan. Inti down so. Obenya Christian Romero will be back, and Obenya the back line, and then Mickey Van der Ven 3-back. No Opushi Archie Pedro Porro is back. Into wing backs and everybody or the likes of Papi Matasa, Bisuma is there, Conor Gallagher is there, Richarlison is back, and then our other play the likes of Dominic Solanke, Matthias Tal, and then Obiti Seranda Kolumwani Afron. But so what's the ATM team now? Almost a team of the assassin, you know. Mattia Ruggeri, Oblak will be imposed, and then Ohe Nae Molina on the right side. Know about the central defensive pair. It is other people or David Hako, sometimes George Sebaria Jimenez, and then you have a Lenormand. Into any of them are coach the person who choose no Obetime to Somo. Midfield, Alex Berner, Koke is playing very well. Johnny Cardoso is there. Griezmann is available. And then our Ademola Lookman, Julian Alvarez, and then Alexander Soloff, our Thiago Almeida, and our the likes of Giovanni Simeone from the right. Into ATM team also, our a lot to choose from. Basajo on attack in the A. If you decide to go in for Alvarez, Soloff with Griezmann behind, deadly. So decided so Beko Alvarez and then Lukman with Alex Bernard behind, deadly into attack and he is sharp. And the 3 back line of Tottenham was no ebetimi a bomb. But so Tottenham what bono. I'm tapping ATM, so at least almost betting a win at home. Now the game, my friend Newcastle say it is the biggest game in their career, and I say Utie Eddie Howe and some of the two Jan. So this season, Newcastle United and Barcelona are in the Champions League. Now Marcus Rashford and a bit change BBR scoring 2 classic goals at the St James's and a team I friend Newcastle United team in Tobacco. And that 2 goals are Rashford here, and a goals. Obi Oshe game to be able to say Barca was so excited with the quality goals now Rashford. It me a share, you know. Now, a next game is not likely Rashford so best starting because all the Barcelona players are fit for this particular encounter. Now, Obi at the message by say, so will be a first 30 minutes. Now, we get your mobile TV so yeah. Game when a bar so first, the first 30 minutes was by a team of Newcastle United. Omo bobo ne pressure create chances, and as usual because omo need a more reliable striker opportunities omo nya nyina no omo ntimi anfa ball no ntimi anto atenam and abasa ba back omo be use omo experience no etimi e dey win that particular game again. And the dimensions of the field of playing the battles na beba na hodi baby a obehia Newcastle United if really some will be here this particular game. One Lewis Hall versus Lami Yamal. We saw how Adam Abarao making sure so obey table Lami Yamal, but just apart from Pedri changed everything in the last game of Barcelona boy. It was some mess. Inti so who show team now from the left side because and at the weapon the first leg Lami and Timmy and most of the Obianu Sobon. Inti Lewis Hall a lot of job obey from the left. Oh yeah. Robert Lewandowski is not fully fit, so it's likely say Ferran Torres is likely to be started. Karen Trippier, Rafinha, the battle will be drawn, and I don't think say Karen Trippier benya issue will be from the right side. Danny Ben and then Malik Thiaw, omunya problem be in their central defensive pair, but again the midfield. Pedri a key and a honey baby Albert Taski at the house say who is the player to stop Pedri in midfield? Frankie Dion here, so it's likely say it's going to be Pedri, Femi Lopez, and then Obi Etese, Mark Bernal, because after Frankie Dion play and Mark Bernal na ebo onya inji kakra but he fit to play, and ono ama Mark Asado is there to play. And the midfield ni eki, Tonali ball or boy against Manchester United, and Joe Linton is back. So it is either Jacob Ramsey or Warlock Beba joining or more midfield, and say Joe. We must their holding energy. They will not look at the kind of board now, baby, but the transitions. Omubeja ball for Barcelona, no more dealing with the space, and no anyhow, anyhow, ebesiako. So we dealing with Barcelona in terms of the space. Now, Barca edge ball there. Then the secret weapon for Newcastle United, Harvey Barnes, Anthony Langa, and then Anthony Gordon. 3 guys now, omujine anymore. And Barca backline, you know, backline, Jules Conde is not available, so it's likely say Cancelo Bebo again. Gerard Martin is there, and Pau Kubasi. It is said, Basa backline near backline, and Yamian Ukraine. Nasa attack near sharp Kakrabi and Mawani. That's all. For me, a Beba Bayer match of goals because anytime Newcastle United to hit them on the break, Barcelona will be in trouble. But so on Basebo now stay deep now defend the baby bar and time koyim from out. Unless you decide to attack them and teams no Musha Barcelona in Najuna, that is the style of Muchusu. But attack you now leave space behind Lami Yama and then Rafinha, you'll be in trouble. In Timinini Pakroya, I didn't say a game of goals, but with the experience of Barcelona, you know, I say, Obi betting and now win in this particular game. I'm tipping Barcelona, so meeting me win. But say Newcastle United in not draw in this particular game, I will be surprised.
Okay, Kessben Television, Kessben 3.3, 92.9 Accra. and Chemeko Nama Kofa commercials kakrebi aba kwambi kibabe transit the local stories no abreye. Sanso anamo videos no ene mo messages no bebre enso ha. Ni nyina no yebeyi efriwe to adwen akom se no menu bebo na DJKA enso aba na wabe transit ede amayen. Quickly mami nko eye why na if you the them say a voice into your boss our voice no because the way ebra I say General, please remind Dr. And Andy, we know that the quality of the GPL has dropped drastically, but we are also telling them that we just can't win the World Cup even if we go with the entire team being the foreign based ones. So we should give some of the boys exposure for future endeavors. Okay. General, Dede was part of the team that held the state to ransom for 100,000 US dollars. So what dedication and loyalty is the man talking about? These are some of the reasons why some of the GPL boys also deserve a place in the squad. Kwasi Afrani team manager Brekum Chelsea and Apeja way de Abreye Talisman. Odi so also let they play 30 minutes each match. Okay, Talisman. They are Ode Abreye and so no. Maminko why dear Sikapa Mercedes Hospital Lebura so Sikapa say the Honorable should spare us when did loyalty, dedication, and commitment become the only yardstick to gain Black Stars call-up. And by now, Asian and Stephen Apia mo so Bob Black Stars. Asian and Stephen Apia so maritime. Dede Abre Okuafo ye Juma Opong. They should retire him. If not, he won't retire himself there. I think Dr. Naro and Andy aren't getting what Sejo is saying. Andy talking about salaries or bonuses for services rendered doesn't mean one isn't dedicated or loyal or committed to his work. I know how dedicated, loyal, and committed Andy and Naro are to their work. So when you guys take salaries at the end of the month, doesn't mean you aren't dedicated or committed to your work. That's the point Sergio is trying to make. Okay, Sikapa Mercedes Hospital Lebura so una the way and so abraying. Why are we trying to force Andre Ayew into retirement? What exactly does it cost us if he's included in the squad? I'm not saying he should start or even come off the bench, but what is the downside of having him as part of the team? If this were a top European or South American side, even one day of a big nation on the continent, the same people will argue in favor of including such an experienced player for the non-performance benefits he brings. For the non-performance benefit he brings. Ashraf, Edway Free Kenya say, and Abreye. Maminko Kofi Wusu, the way free Sunyan and Suna Ebaye. Just as Nigeria, that's for Ahmed Musa. His inclusion, he's not included, he's included in the team. He's not included in the team to feature for the Super Eagles. But the team benefits so much for his inclusion. So what's wrong if the day is included? Not to play at all costs. Can't you see our team is leaderless? Okay. Therefore, and so the Ebrain and so no. Nti nye ball no nko abo your team no or see leader bia or be Kenya mrantie no in this team we mu. That amount can pay the cocoa farmers. Also a chow na we free Jachi Lake Road. You know the agree. Okay, I say $18 million the bit me tria cocoa akua for sikana momo. The me and support the bia nko a World Cup. Payment or salary has nothing to do with loyalty and dedication. Many people receive huge sums of money and incentives in their companies, but yet they play like a daisical attitude when there is a need for them to deliver up to expectation. So I disagree totally with Dr. Franco Naro and Andy. I think Otu, Ado, and his technical team must reconsider Dede Ayew with regard to his experience in his previous World Cup. Franklin Temagal City and all the way and so Ebrayen. We as saying, can the same be said of you journalists? if that is what you are all claiming, then I would like to know whether any sports journalist in Ghana can currently work for international media houses such as the BBC, CNN, Al Jazeera, or Sky Sports, while still based in Ghana. Andy Nsusu Unhuna. Abba, please, if the answer is yes, then clearly the opportunity exists for competent professionals, regardless of where they are located. Kojo Edway Free UCC and UCC, okay, University of Cape Coast, Unadiwe, and so Ebre. But I'm sure we quickly, I'm cover commercials, Kakrebi, Emra, Sikapa, I'm sorry, Faber, now Sunday before Hano, Makai Bakono, Inti, Maminko, we DSP income. Udi free Bentiu, South Sudan, DSP income Bintiu, South Sudan on the way, and so Abreye. If going to the World Cup is a reward for hard work, loyalty, and dedication in football, then Ghana was not fair to many players who dedicated themselves to Ghana prior to Germany 2006, including the day's own father, Abedi. Okay, but were not considered for the World Cup when Ghana qualified for the first time in 2006. DSP Inkum Bintiu, South Sudan, and so I don't know. Meko Namako Dr. Dawood Asweye, the hospital hall, about or Nsam Kakra at the Maya, Mama in Yasuni, Dr. Dawood. You come as here.
And you are nominated for your friend, Dr. Dawood. Mena Dawood have our hospital. Na enna meso ena ne Dawood ointment Dawood 360 capsules wodwa manso a ene obi adi hu adanse na duwei edutwem Dawood ointment o se fatwi na ebeko ofa Dawood 360 capsules o se sisi na ade ewom na drum yenu wei adwuma bom obi a osisi ye o yapa de obeye ne se o de Dawood ointment no etwitwe osisi na anopa ene anwumre a nansa bia no na o de bia bo asawa obetimi de atua udware wi a fa Dawood ointment o de te ne fa sra ta bre kro na no na wonom Dawood 360 capsules no anopa ene anwumre na danse ye na ba amane o de enko na enko ti adanse ni bi
Dawood ointment edrowe me straighten and welding the toda me po djuma na me honam nyina me ye me hu bibi enyi ba se minya sa Dawood ointment we na me twitwi a na no pa so minya Dawood 360 na me no mo a ese kwa re me ye adwuma kra se kane no te do we de edi masema ma no be di so asema ma
ye electrician na ye adwuma ekofi a yentimi na Dawood ointment so ye adwuma na obra okoduru fi a fa twitwi ade be che no na ho aye den Dawood ointment fa twi keke na ebeko
dura me yusu e mama hode pa ma metimi gba odwuma bibi e kama e ma me ye Dawood 360 capsules and a Dawood ointment o me mene we no na do we no so twitwi wa aposo e be ma ya oni nyina afiri o ma de che otumi be gba odwuma Dawood ointment fa twi na ebeko
da bia amafo company de o ka musa akospeda mi secret na nu ani ebudo na ani Dawood ointment ene papa mi sole anopa mi di twitwi mi sisi achi mi babia he mentebre secret ni nie ti so person ti say me a we use Dawood ointment that's the secret of my taxi driving
me a transmission gearbox specialist ejuma me ye en kan na me pega ade a na me nsakura antimi pega na asa me ma ade so na lock me sisi say free say me share Dawood 360 capsules and Dawood ointment abo me bebre the dry human so amente ya mente blabia obia mo modern so betimi ape Dawood ointment and Dawood 360 capsules enya bi ato
odofo se watibi adro ya me ka ho asem no eno ho adanse ene wono madi no ko pharmacy e ben wo herbal shop e ben wo ne koto Dawood ointment Dawood 360 capsules na se de enkrofo di ho adanse no wo so be di ho adanse wo pese wo frɛ ya eno na wo screen ase no 0244 88 64 37 na 020 168 1717 baby a yeton aduro wo man Ghana mu bia no o de wura house o pe Dawood ointment and Dawood 360 capsules.
Okay, yen saimra na yemetwa so emfa ema minim Before so come make it the local stories no bebano. You bet me ashe amount for videos no so kakra. Your pages, if you are ready, you share kakra the amount for their brain. Okay. All right.
Yeah. Now, Mr. Say, Kotia France, Lucas Nikuta.
Yeah.
So, no leak in Washibia. On my 3 players, I see, I can say, Yen for Munko Blaster or the Omaibi.
Okay.
So, follow league,
Yeah.
as a team manager.
Yeah.
At least he's been to almost every grounds in the Ghana Premier League.
Yeah.
On my players, or what that believe in you almost say, you throw me into the national team. Well, they can do something in the national team. Already, the arguments now raising and Obia by say it is not an issue of we are not going to win and we are not going to conquer the world. Me say at least in a way to motivate the local guys, in a way to make sure say at least guys be feeling important. Say obobo or ha any bad no. We can consider 1 or 2. The be American at at least the performance he's putting up for a baby any good stars no. He can be considered in a way. But say do yama ye born I to say I'm frail blaster. We should be interested in the other national teams. It also a profile a building players. But because those players, when they are called into those national teams, they underperform. We seem to be forgetting about all those national teams. But say Joe, back then, now the progression of our under 20, the under 23, and I may consider players in the national team. And she'll be Salim of Mediama. Say Joe, so we are midfield and I see the one Salim Bijana says here. Now see a Pebako a friend or national team. He's likely to be considered because Salim has been with under 20, he has been with under 23, and it's a man the chance in the national team per the age, the experience, the exposure. Ubonso no slightly he's ahead of the other player. Pico beat is upon Frane. He was part of the last under 23 team that was played in Morocco. So say who a player near do be near compare Muya. Ubonso slightly because already your exposure will go through the ranks no or you're ahead of you. Until we should also be interested in making sure say players will perform and they'll be included in the under 23, they'll be included in the under 20, they'll be included in the local blasters. Go out there, perform and show say when you are progressed to the next stage of your game now, you can deliver. But say Joe, young players are you do combo under 23 and fat. And you local blaster, Nigeria former 3 and fat.
Yeah.
And we the last competition I call local blaster winning 1 match pay. Enti ye guys no enya blaster nkoa ne national team a ubetimi enya chance abo. There are other national teams as well, so you only need to be consistent. The stage for the blasters no recent times yes other national teams them performing and na normal and yes you know to get a call up to the national team you need to play above yourself, you need to be at a certain level, you need to be an unmatched among your peers, and so that you can be considered in the blasters. But yes, it is the reason why the local boys go out there and they struggle to deliver because they do stage na ye do omoko, competition na ye do omoko tumuno. Eye competition e wosro che bebrebe. Basanki nyan to boase de we ko under 20, under 23, local blaster. You know, no money exposure to the new blaster. Imagine why he's good to go. But recently, that is not the case. Ye bully, ye shall will be a for Winco blaster, will be a for Winco blaster. Into all those players now, said you push you almost to the blaster. No? It is either you travel and come back early, or you travel Ubian to Unkabu. You stay in the local league and Udin so you you have time and go through the ranks, go through the list. Players that have been considered within the local game in the blaster as you Omokoba, at least in Kaokoba, can the next call up a say who will you. But I don't think players are from and say as I do. See, I said, Baby, call up, I'll be able to because Omokoba performance in the stage, a song level in the so let's not rush those players. Say Omonkobo blaster, they can be considered at the other national team. For them to build their confidence and their exposure at that level. So that they are mature through that level now because local players now you can't no mako for map and said you omo build omo save locally. Omo mature omo game to a certain level. Godfrey the boy at a point was playing the left back for the Blasters. Because the level of competition and ne was so and CFO obi to say Solomon Abesi, ye for obi say Felicity, at least the consideration omanya and how they build their game no through the ranks no obon say omo maturity level no clearly different from others. I agree there are potential that can be considered by Sejo. Let's not underestimate the level of the Blasters. The pressure itself and the demand over there is so huge.
All right, and to welcome Marco for second commercials and sana the efficient no akano enso atwaso de mamu mamani sledge nana kwame amudi emfree hon 10 or say good morning wafa into the day I say wanko world cup no bia Ghana football be gu ana. Okay, everything in Ghana is all about politics. It's about if it's about dedication, then we must call the likes of Opokuntin, Razak, and Co from retirement because their leadership and sacrifices for Ghana football cannot be quantified. And you see all those, okay, Pamimfa and also in here, Ura politics, Mempesa, program. So, all right, Yemfa and also Ento and China, Yanko, Unko Joseph, and so dear, so doesn't mean the day Ayu doesn't believe in his own brother's leadership. Why is it that the day wants to do again and cannot pass it through his own brother who succeeded him as captain? His personal interest is now even overriding his own brother's leadership. Uncle Joseph Nediwe and so Brian. Nijina so na mako Charistic Ventures na mafa almost message anopayom de emaye. Yeba na fi yedi efficient mo etwaso amamo. Charistic Ventures.
Yɛdenchi akɛseɛ Africa Renstic Company asoɛyɛ yakofa enro wanwaso Zahara Herbal Mixture, Zahara G Herbal Capsules, Zahara Man Herbal Capsules, ana Hindi Herbal Mixture ana yɛde aba edwaman so. Ɛwa na wobɔ no poho. Sɛ yɛ genital warts, ana sɛ genital herpes. Ni nyinaa yɛ Zahara Mixture ana ne G capsules adrokro ya ana obehia. Sɛ adrowe ɛkyɛn mogya duro mpo. Because it contains hemoglobin and iron. Ma ni peduane ye fe. Esa etima wo TBD pa. The low sperm count and e ye obema. Also and how oba oni atenka. Oba opeso ofa ye funu so no. Wadro eye Zahara Mixture. Any Zahara G Herbal Capsules adro no. Eno na be boa. Hindi Herbal Mixture adro. Eno so ye product chese eboa to a 3D malaria asiye pa esa boa nipadua no ewo mojamroso ene asikyire yare hu nyina wo ye obi a typhoid yare ne hawa ebetu ase yakora e de amount yadro Zahara Man Herbal Capsules nso de ye boni din a na ese 2 minutes man fo nyina ye omo nsase chese obi ani anje e ma mema gina wo na so sonko kora na afi so asay jisisi yare bia so afiri ho the bush wo man mo herbal store pharmacy any chemical shop bia
me baba ma wo 20 years onye osa almost 5 years ni ma so no so be do me hu so etimi wo TV so na me fa wo number me fira wo na so me nkoto Zahara mi to ni nsire na me to pa ni nka ho so na me ba me ko for the tia moja na nse wo timi wo start so wo nu wo dro no moja ni nyina jai na nse ni nyina jai wo tanya mi fira wo na me nya wo kasi no ho ato no kura
Charistic Herbal Maseska to no hospital akasi any munketwa and 1,000 2,000 na sefo na me kwa me young girl 25-26 years into me women's am a jai braye am a catcher doctor and not sure me so ebe po me na ampa so enti ampa me kwato tu no Zahara Mixture and the capsules no 2 and am start say me no me say so bi anka me women's the last time me women's last year September and na this month me women's just enya small flow heavy flow ankasa obi ane eze hormonal imbalance o cyst o infection o anso nyankopon enam Charistic for so enya modro Zahara Mixture ne G capsules infection o de ben yo bibia ko
na mi DPO mi ko check ya na ye se wo so doctor who number e wo TV so na me fa ye na me ko to di ti mi to ya na me fra na wo kira mi se de mi no enti mi no ye no ho se sinsa ya ba me wi di mu pa e da nyame ase enti do bi a wo DP bi a no ombo modi ano nto bi na ye pa e bro je bro papa sugar na na ha mi to ye no to no to aso mi to bo to na ba ko 5 mi to first one second one na mi sugar no na wo so kakra but we starting se mi no nyame adoma ba fo kilometer ya ka se do ni be fine me na tata bro be ye bosumi nsi akra ahoma me twa ni picture akra da o e na enye yare ba ko na ewo mi mu ni wo ye fun yade mi wo pipi mi wo afikyire yade no na de sa yade we menya stroke kura ma ye bia ma ko hospital ma pa ha ma pa bibidura wo do e ka ye no ka kire me se me nkoto sahala me no mo hwe nti me to ba ko na me no me ye no a e san ye no me hu se me na na so te e na me se be me sato e na me sato te se me na na ho ne de ni na ko e ma me joso ajuso no so bo sa ye yellow te sa nka bi atwe kura me si me twa picture kura me ti da no sa me de dia ho ne kire wo na me de dia me ne ya atwe for ne kire wo a bo sa ampa na na atwe ya eye.
All right. Yes, I'm Munina Kwababium about Midfield Action Kessben Television. And to Bright Yabua Taylor. And so Ebana fi Yahed also the Ebre and Anopay. But auto question be Emma Kwesi Afrani team manager Brekum Chelsea. Say unfair players who feels omo a bit me about Black Stars in this year on for Momra because of a team manager wiki be our center for. So obo omo home go dey call center for the team and Echo Brekum Chelsea. Enti kwesi Afrani den dey na ba o say General Atakumi, Samuel Atakumi, Salim Adams, Patrick Asiedu, Eche Dogley, Rudolph Mensah, Alex Boache, and Lord Amwa, if not injured, can all be considered. Thank you. Akwesi Afrani Sadi we are here. All right.
You know,
yeah.
The list now they are if you are going for 55, I agree there are some potential that can be included. I think I made mention of Salim and how the profile fit in say a consider players in the national team. But you know, Patrick Asidu led back. Ghana Funi na se Baba Rama anyade. Yesi Gideon Mensah anyade. But our players that are struggling in Kotoko are good enough to replace these players in the national team. You say Tariq Lamte is not good. Ali di say Dunyadi, Calibri in Chile 2 yet. But the Kotoko players that are struggling in the Kotoko set with empty stadium are good enough to start ahead of these players.
Or World Cup.
Oh, World Cup. I was in the baby out. Any baby out.
Born no more bank or for say any
Munko Stadium. Lord Amwa struggled to contain Timbikoshi Lodge throughout in the game against WAC of Morocco. Timbikoshi Lodge, South African national team Kromon Freno. He will be playing against the likes of Kopama, Rashford, Morgan Rogers, Bukayo Saka, Phil Foden. He's good enough for that particular level, no.
Other positions, sir.
What's it?
You try other positions.
Make other position.
Okay.
Bon match or Hama Blaster bon match or stadium you Jordan are you and I'm a Jordan is not good for the Blasters. With his experience, the leadership, he was the top scorer for Ghana at the World Cup qualifiers. He is still not good enough for the Blasters. But the strikers that we have in the local game are good enough to play ahead of Jordan. No. Until let's not rush our boys. Yes, Salisu. Yes, Salisu Nadi. The Salisu bo we pana President Kate ne Antoraj et to die so mo kwa ko convince no. You know? Yes, Salisu bo we pa.
Akwesi Afrani mo bo Salim Adams no mzudi dog
Eche dog. Omo ya made for this.
Yeah.
Omo ya made for this.
Ndi em for mo ko replace party no man.
Party.
Kosibo.
Omo na there. These are the players. Ne do mo ko local blaster and Kosi say. So we agree there are potentials, Atakumi, General said, the Atakumi including the Blaster for the sake of his consistent performance in the national team for the World Cup mini problem. Yeah. If Rondolph is considered because of his age and his performance individually, mini problem. Yeah. But let's not pump and rush all these guys. We can be considered 2 or 3. So at least, to say the can at least for the exposure, for them to be considered as players who have performed in the local league. Profile if it said them Salim Dino, no issue. Because Salim was traveled out there for Cincinnati. He played in the last under 23 qualified for the Olympic Games. He has played for Hearts of Folk. Oba Mediama is one of the best midfielders in the league. Echo Dogley, performance or the Heart of Lions, and few players can outwin him in midfield. When he's considered no issue. But I'm saying that. Yeah, mom the opportunity to play against Bafana. Say no, yeah, mom. Let's not rush them. We can consider certain potentials. I go see Kotoko phone say they almost see Brem. The last time one about 5 matches at the 4 cry, on we 1 match pe. Pressure net that had no community. And a pressure net was 64,000 capacity stadium as of Mongo. The stage in a song. So
no easy point to be say manage hope for the day I use Obagana.
Yes, the day you now there.
Yes.
He's playing the DVC.
Yeah.
Yes, so on that day was the day they let him come to Heart of Folk and Sule Jabo nebo club by Heart of Folk. We jaw about him kumba Heart of Folk. Obe inkube boja man kwa ba fuma man kwa ba fi kolo dreams. Samolinkum or Ginidin 2008-2009 kobo 2010 World Cup Ginidin. Or kobo Europe saka so obe home. Oba ye no obe benchi ya man kwa ba fuma omo ye young guys or mutiso or Heart of Folk man go dreams. Look at your entry for Dreams FC. Special.
Look at this boy I know is it Tanzania na Simba? What is the name? No, Olympics Hearts of Folk. That midfielder.
Glassing Awako.
Awako.
Yeah.
Is that Awako?
Glassing
Okoya.
That's Glassing Awako. Yes.
Kwampoku Kwampoku is one of the top scorers in the Ghana League.
Yeah, that's the player.
Yes.
Glassing Awako.
Yes.
Europe or Africa.
Wako 2006 we know about good. Wakonin Namwasa Bayan. Obayan, he was one of the best players in the local league and he earned a Blaster scholar.
Yes. Yes.
And he because yantu ye boy
the day Muslim man Vanun Kono or Ghana ha or the best player.
No, he will play rather Kabeloa. No, yes, so on Nadia no back Otoko. He got to a time he was the number 1 goalkeeper for the Blasters. Razaka Beloa or back Otoko. He was the number 1 goalkeeper for the Blasters. Your level now reduce. Let's not rush these guys. We can consider certain potentials out there, but at this stage, you know, it is the World Cup. Jordan knew good, Gideon knew good, Salisu knew good, but the players, those players are good enough to start in the Blasters.
Okay.
Sorry.
Then I please ask Andy, could Gideon Mensah hold those Nigerians and the Sudanese and and them that still qualify to the tournament? Because everyone is still on the way, bro.
Or say Nigeria force.
Yeah. Or say Gideon Mensah. Ask Andy, could Gideon Mensah hold those Nigerians and Sudanese? Yeah.
Omona on team because Omo level ne was so, but Gideon perform better based on his experience.
Yeah.
Inti South Sudan for na yeka no. Nanye ahila ne baba ya sports stadium whole year din.
Yeah.
Any local players even with the likes of Emo Frempong and then the other right back you free as good back to he crowd say Augustine Sefam. Oma no more exposure. Emos was part of the Ghana team that won wafu. Augustine Sefam a bon national team sa comment me he laugh for. And you are talking about Nigeria. Sejo, Nigeria, how many African nations and what wingers they saw? In all, Gideon Mensah has 26 games to his credit for Ozil this season. His level, his experience, his exposure is clearly ahead of those guys that we are pushing. Until let's not rush these guys. Okay. You know, stage, as soon.
Stage soon papa me call Semens Herbal na mako din komo kakra ho me ba mo videos no enso available ye betie eno so kakra ansana BYT be wuram kakra about for the questions ba kwa na mienu bi aba no ahwe ho so de amaye na kwa make the local stories no atwa so amaye we are midfield action Kessben television Kessben and 3.3 92.9 Accra Etwagu live and so ewo DSTV channel 364 Etwagu live ewo Go TV channel 121 young so we
na me adom se dio me ho ya
Etosin. Yeni nkomo.
Sajo yema bibiara akwaba. Enfabra Pemsan Company Limited yakofa enu nwa so mienu di aba. Eye agan Siemens Vita Herbal Mixture and capsules. And I feel so pre-care natural powder. Your friend of pre-care powder. Wo hwe ye utie ya bomodi aso be fa ye number ni sisi a. Ebia na enyoma bi eye wa adwen mo kesrene e wa pomuden ho. Ebia wa hyase enya signs and symptoms. Nsentwani bi a wodwen se bia yare we nanso ebia obekom na nam se oni da medical expertise nti na nya sa yare no na wakofa won akototo nuo ni bia bomodi asa utie ye obefa numbers na wa friend o friend numbers na ene doctors ne nkasa twetwemu kire o mo se de ade no esi yawo ne se de wosi hunu no na ye mpe kwan befa so ebepoa doctors no abada ye pa o fra o mo de ahombrase ene ojo ene abotre kwan so beti de wo ka bia na afi ya bomodi anso etimi aboa ama bibia ye kama ye numbers no TV no so fa wa wutie radio no mebebo ama osisi a bomodi anso obefa na wa frɛ me pa to ofra na the doctors ni nkomodi o bia no ye be bomodi ahwɛ na etimi aboa ye numbers ni 0241 604 702 0241 604 702 and it was 0244 718 557 0244 718 557 and your numbers are Pemsan Company Limited Eddie Juma fresh CCR for number CCR na any omo entwetwe komo na bibia so entime nya kama na adroya me no hudi hu komo yi ya gan and afi so pre-care natural powder pre-care powder ni dwumadi etitiw ne se e boost immune system no e boa ma nkwamo no atimi agina ye ama nkwamo no ho ayeden na asan so aboa ama white blood cells no enso ho ayeden na atimi akon de atia yare de bia me ba me ka tro se nipa biara nkwamo ho den no onta yare 10 bia no se yare ne ba nkwamo na immune system no edi kan ene yare ne edi apedi etu yade na se epamo no mane ko nti eba sa na umemmenya sa effect ne ewo apomuden so mpo no asa me yare da bi but the moment ongomo no ohode ne beko fom nam se yade eko eba edi uni padua ne ma tranche nti no ebu nkomo no ma nkomo no yemre no da fom waye powerless eba sa na yade bia bi etimi be twifa uni padua nim enu nti ene yakofa pre-care natural powder me pa try the pre-care and afi phytochemicals and afi phytonutrients ahodo bako be 11 Ariaka prekasa ho a yede aye pre-care natural powder fe no prekasa powder unya kotobi na ofra yen ye kire se de obesi anom no o de fra waduane anase o ye biti na wanom a ebema immune system na hoden so nkokra obosa afi no adwuma na nka first na dia de wana aya na wabre no obetimi de be 5 hours aye still utimi ho se ahoden eda so ho me ba cho o hwe ye bia na aya na wankasa o feel se oni pedua no nyoma bi enkoyie enam se nei no wakoma na se bon tentem too much ona nteka krabia na o te so na wo pante edu ba bi kura na wan pe ba bi antena na wani sukura eya briu wenna eye signs and symptoms and I say eye nsentwani e chew say yade bi e bo nka ye wo nipadua nim eno nti ene ye kan for pre-care natural powder dem say for boost your immune system no na nkwamo nya ahoden se nkwamo nya ahoden a onto aduro basabasa because nkwamo na nkasa nyankopon ye no se ono na oni ayade endi apede na so oni yade sunkunim abrebia yare ebeba ye nipadua nim enti enei se wota yare aduro ne ye ba akopɛ boost your immune system no ene the most important thing because se okoto aduro bi se wo de num na yade no ekofan yade no de ebekɔ ebesa ba eba agi so sa okoto aduro foforo na emom no se wo boost your immune system with pre-care prekasa powder e kan wansem ya e boost immune system na immune system na nya ahoɔden awie afi yade bi ebeba bia no na immune system nanka se pushing away enya afi na o san ba beti effect ana ba beti sa yade ni sunsanso e wo uni padua no so wasa akokoto aduro unya pre-care natural powder bia onoma a boost immune system a revitalize a re-energize white blood cells no emo ka bom abda hode mapa e dia ba uni padua nim na yade bi ba o ma push no away na abo ma bibia nso atimi akokama obu o ho a me ne wo kasa yi ne nan na si from ne empemade o e bia watrase be 1 to 2 hours but ne nana se shate na pija abre bi obetena se ache kakra bia na ne nana se pija me pa chaw wo sa condition ni bia konokoto pre-care natural powder ni bi na bo modern friend numbers no na ye nchire kwa mefa so a obennom no ana de be fra waduane ne wadi ebe ye wo mo bebre be yi sa ne mani na enso de afi ho ama ho ato obi wo ho a enei no onante kwa na so nya vision ase na nisu ye no onse da hu nyoma ye bo modern se be kwa koto bi obi da ontimi na obeye adwuma fi ekotwi ba breman ni na throughout the day edura na jona esenka ne body no respond to sleep no ontimi nda obekọ left and right e wone mpa no so sana ade ache anapa no obebe duru adwuma mu no obosa fe na nanikum bomode nse won sabeka pre-care natural powder ne bi eye ubia umoja no ne so ate me say ye the phytochemicals and afa so phytonutrients a eboa amani padua na konia badie no ekoyie ne ade ya aduro we nti onum bia ebe yi nyoma biara emma woni padua ne ntimi sisusu no e de afiri ho ama ho so atimi atọ bomode nse won sabeka bi obi say na me nan ne me nsa aye titiriti anansi ache me mepatweti anansi onchi obi die ntia ma onan no nsa aye titiriti ni nse ni padua no veins ene arteries no eye moja na SFM untini no moja na SFM enti baby biara intini ewa ese moja FM no se moja no entimi anko na emu sisi a na matitiriti ye anase broni beka sa nam years abaho enti o hwe ye ana uti ye na hu se onsa ana onan ana oni padua ni baby timi ye titiriti obi o ho ane de no nso no ase oho a na bibia fa ni padua ni mte se electric shock bi ase bibia electrocute no na ni padua ni mo woso kakra wo ma na nsa po kakra e wo ma na ne nan na ni padua ni baby apo me pacho etrese nyoma bi nkoyie ye mbo ya we bia din emfa mo ohubua na emom no ye ma prophylactic solution ye ma me pacho enso ano a yaresa ekwa sa yade ne emma bie mo ho to no ane so wakoto pre-care natural powder ne bi no ma frɛ numbers no me boba ma obiem 0241 604 702 0241 604 702 and it was 0244 718 557 0244 718 557 for Pimson Company Limited sia then the doctors no entwetwe come ma me room wa gan so makacha say agan ni djuma die titire die ene se eno no obowura no mpenim no obowura mojanim na afen so obomodian so abawura untininim na obowura ta akwamiensa we ma ni djuma die ni so kwakoyi ya wo ene de afi ho enti bema bia wo hwe ye na nse bema ma hyase ya wo ya emu bo pepepe mu hyehyew wo yo wo hwe enye yie wonum no ni bia enkwa enu kwanti se akokodu baby say paso agudie ahode na aba form say sexually why you weak amene no the boy ni na wujemu when na your conditions e ko timi ko fa sexual weakness etimi ade ba nti se wo sati ehu sa na mu ya oya aya na wo dwonso agisa wo chembre aya na wo dwonso emu apa mienu hu se burning sensation emu hyehyew edu baby say dwonso kan no anya ntema na wo ya dwonso agu hu edu baby kwampa dwonso no pese dwonso feel say bia kam enso sta wo ba ya ema agisa wo kokko transi na koda e kakra na ya pa sanyoma we na ekoso a ama modern bomb pamu nso no gradually ana kakra ba form first na 10 minutes say o ba 2 ne 3 ne ade emwa bomodin se wonsa be ka gan ni bi wonsa ka gan ni bia eno ne aduru ene no ebe yi ade kro na ekoso sa de ne afi ho say ye infections a ebe yi afi ho say ye waste space na ekoso sexual weakness na ye afi ho ade biara akwakofa sa de na ba no agan no ebe cleaning na afi ho enam se eno no eyi pains ene afi ho enti bema bi wa sabe one ne ho kan ni be kwa konya mpa so owi abose na ne bema mu be ne yesa ni na your conditions a ono magan ni be beboa wo enam se maka chiro se we no ɛyɛ phytochemicals no ɔho aduane hini no ne bena no ne nkomu no aduane haban no ahode ɛwɔ mu no ɛne yɛatwetwe tete ne nananom sɛ yɛnom dudo ɛnɛi ne dudo na noa ne agan no nti obi biara wanom dudo pɛn no onyanom agan pɛmpanyimfo sɛ oh wei deɛ sɛ tete dudo no ne yɛnya no ɛnam sɛ na ɛboa mu yie paa nti bɛrima bi a wohwɛ yɛ nnɛi no nneɛma bi ɛnkɔ yie mmɛma sam ɛne pains bi abɛbɛbɛbɛbɛ fa bɛrima no ho no bɔmmɔden sɛ wo nsa bɛka agan no bi wo nsa ka agan no ne nsuo no ne ne topa yɛ kae ne hyɛ no nso sɛ woba Pemsan Company Limited a yɛde aduro ɛna nom aduro yɛ capsules no na yɛ topa no yɛmfa nsuo na ɛnom na mmom yɛde aduro ne nsuo no ɛne yɛde nom topa no onom bia ɛbrɛtia wa bim na yi sa nneɛma ne na afiri hɔ na ho atɔ obi wɔ hɔ a ne sisi yɛ ne yadeɛ mu ɔden ebi adwuma a woyɛ ntina kɔfa sisi yɛ na ba de bia bɛkɔ adwuma ba na osisi yɛ wo ya me ba chɔkɔtɔ agan ne bi endorphins a wagan nim no ebeyi pains ni na afi hɔ na adeɛ baako a ɛsɛ nika na ɛdɛ ɛwɔ yɛn ho ne sɛ yɛn ofrɛ na kyerɛ sɛ adwuma sei na woyɛ ntide bia osisi yɛ wo ya yɛwɔ doctors a ɔma specialize in lifting heavy equipment mecha doctors a ɔmbɛkyerɛ kwa bɛfa so ɔbɛpagya nneɛma mu odu wɔ abra enya negative repercussions ana nsunsuanso bɔne bia ɛwɔ wapɔmuden so ebia me no kasa wo mazi utu jabos ni engine o aboso kan o hwɛ yɛ adwuma wo yɛ na ɛden nti wagye atum sɛ ɛnam sɛ adwuma na wo yɛ na ɛden nti de bia osisi bɛrɛ da bi Oto ye aduro ni bi na woka doctors na yɛbɛkyerɛ kwan bɛfa so abɛnom aduro no alongside yɛbɛsan so akyerɛ kwan bɛfa so nneɛma emu odu a wo pagya no bɛpagya a wonom aduro ni wie na waist pains so sisi no kwa wobɛkɔ so yɛ wadwuma no on experience sa waist pains ni biem na ɛkɔ sa pɛpɛpɛ na tie nti obi biara wo hwɛ na yɛ sisi yare na adwuma wo yɛ machine ni driver ni wo yɛ mechanic adwuma brefo bia wo yɛ ma wo sisi yɛ wo ya no kɔnɔ kɔpɛ agan ni bi wate ɛbɛboa pa wo yɛ no afrɛ yɛ numbers na wo TV no so no ne akyerɛ sɛ obesi anom aduro no na bibia kama obi se me to asintini ne kyeme me ye me ho hye enye yie emu ya me ya me pa chaw bomode se wonsa beka duro ne bi enam nitric oxide e wa duro no nitric oxide ni dwumadie ni nina ne se emu wura nipa wontini nim na yiye fi biara asisi ema moja ne ntimi nko akwa a ese ko na nka wonan ne timi ye adwuma yi ene ntine duru ba bia wo nante ase bibia so wonan na chi obo sa asa alokew ohun na untimi nante biem na ye wo ya agi so pe ba bi tena no ni nina ye sa de no obo okọ drive etimi attack no me pacha intini ni mosisi nitric oxide no ebeyi efia ewo wontini efi wo to ase ekọ wo nankokom ni nina ama sa sciatic pains a wonya ni nina be fi obi biara wo hwe ya me pacha sa de ne how no say ye sciatic pains no konokoto agan ni bi to nsuo no totopa ye ema remfi pre-care natural powder no enam so de no ka ho eboa ema moja na da no so timi nane na moja na timi afantini nim kama na timi adi dwumaso enso adi ama obi die akwakoye se bi koko ene ha no koko me pacha bomade se wonsa beka duro ni bi wate wonsa ka ebeyi sani na afi ho se ye internal anan se external hemorrhoid de afifiri se be otokwana na de afifiri nso se be ukoja na hu se moja firi mu ba no to aduro ni bi ba ma bia oyire me pacha enei no ni nsabuo ni nsise so se ye amenorrhea anan se dysmenorrhea te se ebia ne menses na macrocysis anan se no so de ne eba na emom emayi eba na mienu na miensa na atwa anan no so de ne eba na emom no aya na oti pains yawo maka se aduro ni dwumadie ni se yi yawo enti bomodin se o hye ye bema oba na se enei no onsabuo ni nsisi so ebia akono no munuo bi nti ama onsabuo no emabiem kura konokoto agan ni bi uto nsuo no ototopa ye no oto prakasa powder no na dia ka ho uwia na wafrɛ ye be kyerɛ kwan befa so abenom no within a short time bia aduro no no one bottle kura nwie na sebe o menses na emma no na ahyase e flow na bia de na nka o menstruate ya wo ya no na no so saa ya wo ni na akɔ na bia wo so de na eba 2 to 3 days no afi no start se wo no maduro na o hyase se obu nsa e de obekɔ 4 5 and 6 days na aboma bibia nso atimi aye kama ade ba kɔ so hye no so se nsabuo no mogya na ntimi mani na no eye mogya fi a ebobo metabolic waste ano a ebetimi akɔkɔ how kɛse pa e de abra wo nti bomode so be hye no nso me patcho pains bi wo ni padua nim so akɔhye asema ba bia bu se eye dean bomode se onsa beka agan ni bi ba bia benya bia to bie uwa enkran ena wo hye headquarters no eye repass ventures mam won kran ene ne mpata mumo nkra matitwa nkran won hye ni na no monkɔ ka esi drug lane okay she Drugland Repairs Ventures dodo bia mo pe bia no prekese powder na agan ni nsuo ne topai no mo kwa mo nsa beka bi Hallows ne tena teten so ho mo kwa mo nsa beka bi Humble Mother Pharmacy wa Shaman e so kwa dodo bia wo pe no nsa beka Bay Class so wa Shaman no nsa beka bi uwo Kumasi a headquarters no PFA Pharmacy e Watafuni Road Junction ho okwa dodo bia wo pe to ton no me pa to kwa wo nsa be bomode atua ka bi ho afi so kwale ka bal ne dani enso e wa Ashtown okwa onsa be ka bi na bibia so atimi aye kama ye numbers ne mfa to dani en sorry 0241 604 702 and it was 0244 718 557 yaka gaya o se eto sen se jan se do me da
yang so be da se papa drone de enye easy waso na den kakra ba to be den ja kwese ne ntwe su no nze bibi basa enso ne nam de enye nam fun kura say yanga so dia na duro dia don't go there okay ajai osi agan eto sin semens mo ko bi ento na be boa mo ye papa all right e beto aso de amamo na wanigu a wo hwe impato Kessben television na utie Kessben 93.3 Kumasi Kessben 92.9 Accra. Though, have you checked the people talking about the day's inclusion to the World Cup squad? Does it not suggest to us that it's a government agenda? They've now succeeded in creating public discussions about it. In my opinion, they will take the day IU to the World Cup, regardless of how the people think about it. My greetings to you all. Victorious, Collins, and Epushiwe, and so Abre Yang. All right. Mamimra ha quickly. Na... Yabeba befamu videos no and sumunya botrema me kakra me pamuchopi. What are they saying? Or sensible to the World Cup? Please, Joe, let's remind ourselves about the story of Emmanuel Adukwe Papu in 2006 World Cup. In Spyro, Udwe Efri, Edinburgh, Scotland. And Abreye, in the second of more Scotland, no, when he edge programming who papa. Damparo Samuel, do every kwaso, did Andy mention experience? Were the players he classify experience born with experience? We've given them the needed opportunity and support. So let's not say others cannot play when we've not given them a single opportunity. Damparo Samuel kwaso and a pushiwe and so Abreye. Sir, the brouhaha surrounding the repatriation of the Iranian girls to Iran is so pathetic. If care isn't taken and they are sent back to their home country, it's likely they could even face the death sentence. Has it happened before? Elias, Yaboa, Udwe, if you Koforidua in the eastern region, and Abekan Yensa and Chakwa Miki, a local source, no, Banabia, the Modibai, question view more. Therefore, how with my church or my dream, they are found. But say, they call na Yafamu videos now, de Abreno. I read your mind, Tika cry.
Oh, and if I make you know a bigger phone, a frame, make us a free Kumasi. If I lawyer to Sama, your own abone kafa, the day you say you, Yama Mohana, me one is empty from war. 777. Are they a football no Monty as you? Football lawyer to be anymore. Football lawyer to be enemy. Oh, you don't move bar. And the Monyaman about no bushing for. And a national team is today, a year bushing 14. And Wabo. And to by your partner, Oko, no before submission. So loyalty dear. And Antonina or the Super Bowl. Your crab blaster cry, it says you're going to new money more. So loyalty 7 and Waka, Antonina or the Super about active football. And see a loyalty, Antonina, when I say, my visa on the position, Kano, you knew money more. Till the day you dear. What baby, uncle. The year before Nankasakwana meant as you cry. I've been a football, Ubo national to do Pempes will be anchor achievements away Yano. Anka Kono be a bar, Nanka would need the whole, or be a bar, Nanka Bear Sonan got a 2 out for 4. Was it chinchina train? Chinchina train. And Kadede, after say your call. Your last half corner, Okoji Beka, dear, you film by. A hona, never call everything off. Say, what baby? Bema baby, or any blaster, automobile.
Sergio, good morning. When you were better for Chairman, your friend Alex Chenya, come Casafe, Cincinnati, Ohio. Joe Kotoko, who has some person kakakra. Then Quada Bremono na Kotoko, Bobola, na Abronomabi, Eba Park, and so. Na Abronomano, Samubaka, Zamalek time, Kotoko. I'm running my 6 and a bar park and so. That day, no 5 too far, Macum side honor, Bacum too far square. Dano Kotoko, Eshe 5-1. I'm running mano 12 March Bia Kotoko Bebonana, or Mota Eba Park and so. And Tia Minya and say, a 2 me beer, or Mokwaji from Tamaleho baby, and na deɛ mehu ne sɛ ɔbɔnsam wɔne no ɛyɛ apam a na sɛ wɔntumi antoa so bi ma ɔwɔ sɛ officially wokɔ hɔ na wɔne no ɛkɔ breki na wɔyɛ ho amammerɛ anaasɛ sɛ wobɛkɔ nso akɔ renew a na wakɔ renew na nneɛma akɔ so ama megye sɛ nneɛma a ɛdi kɔtɔkɔnya no we eka ho bi intimesre kotoko mpanyimfo na omonhwehwes baabi asade no wo na se ombekọ akobiriki wo se nso obekọ akorenew ende wo mo amo na mum muntimi enya nto ho saa se ade no ya jato ho ebedi kotokonya nhwe ya mo beye bomodi aye nhihye bia stella no ebedi kotokonya timisramo mone momma kotoko mpanyimfo nti na omuni hu djuma na afi ye honamfo mo nhihye nso a kotoko ebefa ne ntuma pefra yo midamase mo ene mo djuma pa mo ya bye bye.
Sergio, good morning. Minister Oye, Mediani countryman Songo na Nedu. Nedu about no parliament of Wase. My child go supporters AC for you now. Sergio, and you want to hand in Kansam. Na England yet team as a or happened baby 2006 German World Cup. Fetimane kuta Ghana. Fetimane kuta Germany. Eti Germany shen butum. Squad kuta Germany. Even ne kuta Ghana no. My minister man biom 2012 Champions League. 2012 Champions League. Chelsea. Yeni baya. Oma tibaya. Squad bene ne kuta ye. Enkuta Chelsea. The squad ne kuta baya. Enti Chelsea echi shen butum. Eti World Cup no nzuhan ani. Enfonse African no bobo na wan. Yeni Ghana for ebechina shen butum. Why? That's
Sergio Damparo kwaso Sergio mepacho GPN obi amfiri baabi ama me GPN mayo sene EPL any Spanish La Liga etimi ma Ghana ha say ye two maku meeting esheda ana say ye postpone men fellowship program no ana say important ade bia yetimi eka say EPL match wo honti no wo fra kra nipa ma yetimi for compel ya me tu sheda no sa na GPL no so no ye pese ya ene betima ma na yesa pepe yo na be dey ebe masa na ma ni nyina abam Asante Kotoko oma charge omo say omo the game no aba into disrepute sa word ne dey na sanso da sanso na Adriana Stars ene Dreams FC ekoboye the same week na Kotoko for omo charge omo no that same week na incidents bi so happen ya ye dey charge Asante Kotoko nso e wotakwa but e be seen there fundings bi amai almost work as with football no fine. so be it. But I say ye dear nipa de seni eti pim dan pam say you munya mutwa ba me hwe. As nam say a certain dreams FC nti ye in charge o mumpo ni nipa nkwa ene mu game no de na ho hia. So nti football no is not in safe hands, and the earlier teams no be sorry are fighting for more right, the better. Fear of victimization teams no bra na ebre enko. So Dreams FC, who is Dreams FC? On di boni in charge obi omo dia now omo offense no quite more damning, more serious than the international front egu enum ase. More nipa bebebe atu egu nipa ba ko so say e de ne pempem dan ye in charge omo mpo na mpankasa ya fa na omo guilty.
Sergio, good morning. Michiawo no wapamfo. Sergio, emribi samba ba wo studio na kotokowo African competition no mu no. Ema na ma oka se ne ball a wo bo no. Ti se wo de toto ne colleagues no ho a oye too high as ne level no eboro wo so bebree. Anche ene beba ai se Black Stars kra no ki nya na nko naturalize no mebo Emma Black Stars. Ena Andy say Samba Ghana ha ye ni strikers papa wo Ghana ha nti na ye hu ne say oya ade. Na the same strikers aye ni wo Ghana ha no. The same strikers no ena ebotia Frederick Asare, or is it Benjamin Asare? Nen Benjamin Asare ball born in 9 na ekoba bi kura yesi wa ye save bi mbada. Yemfa no nkonkoda Black Stars match. And now World Cup yemfa no nko ginam as number 1. Enti strikers na eni Ghana ha na Emma Samba ne ball no bon ye hu ni so ya ade na ni ni strikers nti ni ye hu ni sa no. The same strikers na botia the same goalkeeper na ye heli no high say onkonko ye number 1 no. Me pesa nchire mu no pa ehu hia me say yo busa no. Is it because oye goalkeeper there strikers na enya ade botia na also e kaso oye good, but oye defender no attack wo mo dia any strikers enya ade ti ni hu no so obomode ana. That's
good morning, Kessben Sports. Sergio Michia one wabedwafo nyina na na mwatini Ohio. Masem kakra mekane Sergio yes three politicians yes three wo. Dida you wenin mama mfane se abedpele eka blaster omo planning committee huntino. Tintina chi SSC dida you ba World Cup. I keep repeating myself, Sergio, Ghana is going to play only 3 matches and come home. And this year, Sandy did I have the one who will cry. Yes, no. The day Casano or Nankasa 1 year says with him. Now, pen baby in Tina. Nana Papa Crabo Bono, voluntary 2008, sorry, 1998. After working in 98, the Papa resigned. International retired, non copape bintina. Now, the day you didn't work a politician from Omunya Otado, already Otado no asa de oye. Entimo bianco put pressure Otado so non cofa de because already no obano. We not tranching. Entiesren say Oman tranching. Na MP na or company for the no. Omen again. Supporters remember for World Cup in Israel in Yeshi, in Kima is Iska. Semi my sports to be a cost $9 million. I'm betting day too. Intimo found Uncle Sports Stadium, Emma communities na anybody. And then was the number watching Ohio.
Good morning, Sejo. Sejo, a frame Jai Emmanuel, Dodwana, enemy wa Tibibu frame Olulu, champion Olulu. Sejo, ma semina ne se the best kotoko players se football no se if se omunye willing se ombebo ama kotoko ama yetimi akoye nimu dia ande omo voluntarily omo resign no mkaso omo mobile no now me ye team na se me di misike wuram na eyese ya be den na afefo so owo nchen so du onsika be wuram be den na supporters so akopak di omo ye pam supporters na no nsama mo ka se supporters ma park no enye bibia o eyese ya dum so utimi bo 3 matches 4 matches na won ne match supporters so oba ade ye na nije pa ye friends we na oba we ni nti mesrew yɛsrɛ kɔtɔkɔ players no ɔmo nyere ɔmo ho na ɔmo mmɔ bɔɔlo nko ɔmo ho ma otumfoɔ na otumfoɔ so mfa ne sika wura ma ɔmmɔ ka sɛ dwo meda ase me chia master kudo TV repeller atebebu.
Hello, say Joe. Assalamu alaikum. Apumba Kodi. Within the Nuruddin, the Kasafudi Ahmadiyya headquarters, Accra. Say Joe, me business you. Asami actually my dream pa. Someone so ye business ya nyabutra. You will do attempt. Attempt the deal so the minimum say enya. That point I'm busy business kotoko. Nancy and a koto abama supporters chairman. Supporters chairman. Jumadia was old in Musa Woody. What ho? Yes, is Kotoko by Bia Assassin, Kotoko by Bia Assassin, radio station to radio station now, Nanam. Wakasa. But you see a Musi Kotokono. Wouldn't mean Yahoshi. Wouldn't mean Blaze supporters. No Munko can was in Bia. Na saadano na papa munu no ana sejo we na mpese misubi bisa se supporters union no ne de nse wonam radio station kasa na bra kotoko supporters tambia no ntimi mobilize supporters ba yen ka bibi nkire efefo amu asisi kotoko asisi nyame shira da assalamu alaikum.
Hello, good morning. Sejo bache bibi abokodi Seju, Bachu, Kumasi Asante Kotokono. We feel say, and I say Ghana soccer no. We feel say GF Fubitin I Mladi Abana say play bia no team bia besen bia 7 years and 8 years. Ya the boy team ni ya Ghana hana ya soccer ni you. But we feel say no ebeboa. I'm a Ghana league. Place papa ba what me agina abobon. Na Seju nyo ba ko no so a ene so mini liver for almost seminar na omo ye mu Albert ne seminar ne ye papa seminar ne ye fine pa because na rush sibi gumi na meto seminar ni bia me di dwale di 2 days na me hu sei asemi ni padua na asemi ankasa me te sɛ no changes abam bidi hu adanse ma madam fu bi wa Africus de bia madam fu no ekanfo seminar no semo Ghana kura na me kwa Africus bia no semi to bia so no so di hu komo de kire French fo no nti ama o magye ni liver for seminar na tumpa Seju sire Ghana fo de yedi ya de papa bia ba ya kwan mu a ye ba wada ho saa lita na ye be so ade na hwe na afikura ye pebi kura na ye nya bi na afi wo mu a mo nim ayi ni kura wo ma ba so ani nyina na mo de ko na ye se chini ti liver seminar no de enkrofo enyi seminar no ntum no mu yusu na be bo mo ama mo wi de mbibia e fine mate fo no so mo moto mo sent no rolo ne sure no monto nice you are the good who now call wedding be na ya won say yes sent fufuro na de ko no that's it bye
Jiri Shobia or Naro Michao. You read the good listeners of your program. So what copy a conya be any be mine, especially Canada. Canada no say more link be a very authentic. My movie no asotina. You Jack, we are poised to also join the train. I see a cocos yadi and the yes, someone is a more view of an ambition boy. Wow, this year, this year, I could see us to the Casa. There's someone Mohema, and I feel so. Yes, some more good suggestions, more big be a movie, among Kana IMC, Omuntimia move on to 2 places, or move on to Tunakoemuna to continue Samla in Nasu. Ya mubi ya pesi humusi ya hunkotoko ya pesi humsa 85 time no Zamalek ne lali mo level no awo kotoko mu munya na mo sanfa kuja level na kumasimai munyede na kumasimai munyede seju yesremwa mumwa na kotoko ntibi fale ntuma pefra eda wasi
seju munya na matwe kakla me say Ghana for players no more American. Seju sikani ble ene ye o mu nyame ya mo pi America obobo di usika ngakra de baby mo na da kwato chacha nka mesra America ban se omunyeli wo mu kula omunyeli wo mu sikani ble yo mo de dodo da masi.
Sejo, good morning. If we at the Kotoko find your baby moon. Na Ariel esan me mobo. Ye mo bi na. Sejo dia na mama kasa. Last 3 weeks Bekum Chelsea ene hasofo. Mo amu station na mo yi se. Ye the refuge so nothing. Ansa na yetum den akọ. DDC Park so. Eko question referee e ma me kwa me ye video eba be kan wasem ya mpane se no. Last week ya dreams eni aduana mo ana musa be ye brim we bu pa live we video ewe the chance ya twe se kan wa tapoku so ye in charge obi a ennu agi akosi adai kotoko ne carrera bobo yese Kamara akoyin so to referee man red card ofu adechen Monday ye charge kotoko sejo etoda monso no mumbusa questions ni bi mai mo na edwuma no mo kasa a omoti mumbusa questions ni bi mai esi den obi en 3 weeks ago ye in charge no 2 weeks ago ye in charge no Kamara, here is the case I am man red card moko adechen ya sen charge no dia bone na kotoko aye yetumi charge kotokwa charging 80,000 Ghana cedi. Yani nations about 2 seasons ago. Yes, any nations ya kokun was stay ya kobubu nkunyani ade chinyani ye charge kotoko 80,000 Ghana cedi. Nansi ya yani dreams. Yes, ya pon match obi akọ referee obi akọ attack referee no. Eno so ni ye charge ye charge kotoko 20,000 Ghana cedis. Ati asiye etoda ade we na efe ni ye ya kasa eboa na nokure na nipa nka empenka ye ka kire efe we ohini jan club ball bla Ghana football mo ntumi engu kotoko na enye wo a wo ntumi kula empe sponsorship kula ma league ayebo league basa we wo na obetumi engu kotoko chema solo days the things are ese mo mani ko na mo rise against it. Nyoma bi amotiti TV stations be kikani ade enyoma we supporters chairman ese enyoma we na ese wo mu weni belo okleku onu ngofo muntumi ngu kotoko da ye ka chele muntumi ngu kotoko ye damasi.
Good morning. It's your phone na magana ni so official pa and I must say GFA president yesterday so your Blasters president here or the one tenant baby no nya Blasters now ye mpe will be no mala me hwe ye league ne mayen na de woni ne nkofo mo ye league ne ye ne nye ho de woni ne nkofo duru safo ne omo kika ho ne esco members de omo ye league no ye ne ye wo interest wo league no ye ne nye ho omu selling omu nyomo Blasters we dey say omu ye Blaster chairman ne nkeka ho omu nyomo Blasters no munya ye league ne mayen masama they say the omu ye league ne kase ne je ho pa ne ebo a omu de omu interest na ye league no de omu fo omu interest ne ko yomo Blasters no munya ye league no emfa mayen any selective justice ne ade referees in sense ne ade bibie nko ye ni na omu jai ma ye mpo obi na ni abrea obitima ye league no no mla me hwe mai no mo nyomo Blasters das mase ni anso bra
Sejo ma wonu abujafo nyina adwuma the mind ye odu ifre hwa me de day you mpani fo be so musa de be wura last time no ni wo mu nya adwene mesre se Nyankopon amanya ho tiase o Bible mu se bibia wo ne mre enti epenifo mu se de day you oba ni de ne mre atwam onko na nya ono nko na ese onya sika e wo Ghana ha o papa abenya onu nuanom ti so ntwu na obi so nya bi obi so beye onso nya bi na onso ko afoforo so aba eti bi sɛ ɔmo saa ɛyɛ saa de be hyɛ mu a etutu ne mpapamu no mu saa de bɛtim no ɛba saa prayers no emu bɛkyɛ supporters a yɛdi akyire nso saa de bɛyɛ mpanimfoɔ no abi koraa no emu bɛkyɛ eti ɛsrɛ ɔmo nwene ho yie na dede sɛdeɛ de mpɛmpɛn so a waboa Ghana abɔ bɔɔl na koduro no ɛtaa mo aso na ɔnkɔ na obi foforɔ so nya chance ɛmɛbɔ bi wɔn nso kakra a wɔn nso benya no nso de ahwɛ n'abusua wɔn nso anya bi deɛ madwe nkyerɛ no no nyame nka mo ho
ana bujo ya ma wana wa trankunya fo muneyo era ma se bebre ane jumapa hudi jo me ha ne se the reference here ma Ghana league nti eye as we go kan na efa sori agina ne se ye betwe ma so na referee no afa no hudi eno nti ye kakra bi na ya kai ba stadium ni be jabaw ese oba umu hwe referee omo ye de omo pe omo afọ mu akodi won te se apane se omo ya hwe na omo anhwe ya takwa di bisi a omo anya omo fewu ati to yesre o yense woni mo mpanifo andikam na doctor no ona betini akwamaye tumuma efe fonente ko da bia frechi obetra wa to maka bi odifani efe no ti bi efe no ye no ana de referee ne ye no frechi omu munya na ana omo kan hwe na de omu num no se obi a challenge referee enti no ye mo ne ka no ma jiska no makodi ara ko be hu ade bi a omo mpe to jo misrew o de minu dada Vodacom tamana South Africa Herbert Mensah penso one sometime am ni muyi imso also betuma ka tina me de ma de sɛ de ba woni mu no to woni mo pani fo mo kan wasɛm enkyere fe no so ma hwe ya na referee because say da ko bi hu ade bi o mo mpe yesrɛ mo a na mo hyɛ nipa ho te o Ghana football no mu efa me danso kasa free bompata asante achim radin kan ho
Good afternoon. Laka in Kuwait City for here. The Dr. Nare Kano, I am correct. Now, so I'm far the local players we and from Kofi see very saying. Let's be honest to ourselves. Strikers, goods been almost the defenders in the crowd are prevent German as a more attack home. And even that brings us to our own goalkeeper, Benjamin Asari. I'm a fan of Benjamin Asari, but it gets to a time I'm really scared for the guy because strikers in a year will make his saves to give us that confidence. I can only say that he's a lucky goalkeeper who stays in the post without considering much. Born in Konoso. But to be honest with ourselves, he is not on top. That's the truth. And today there you, Sergio, if you are talking about loyalty, then let's go for someone like Sekufo, formerly of Bayoniki. I remember very well when he was crushed by Samir J in a qualifying match. So this guy was on the pitch playing. I was that day at the stadium. The managing is still no digital Ghana ball. Let's go for Stephen Apia. Or no a poor boy, a poor matcher, or Nitika, or Shani bonuses Emma players. Let's go for some more Jan. We'll be on also Yanos and Mobile Blaster. So it's not about loyalty, it's about performance. And to be frank, and I say, you kind of credential, the guy you has no business at the World Cup. He has no business at the World Cup. We need players. I mean, say corner say call Relancho be career they are fine. And I say page man will be they are fine. Yeah, fine and cop. And I don't think the guy you has any business. I mean at the World Cup. But must be real. Another kid in Kuwait City for here.
Sergio, good morning. The GDC Radio Dom Obibia Hoya studio. Na Sergio, Masam Kakambe can't for the day you there no said the day Ihiano Blasters Nankasha. Ihian because Blaster that was his year no. Uni Pepia we leader so and today they buy a beboa. They did a beboa pa and Yamfa Bibin to see you can't say could you so more as your best friend. Wepra omo ebe friend no sanso na party so onya bi monso ebe friend no adentina de dey you on the obone de bia em friend no
So see a friend there, you know, the leadership in the day. Ebe man, never boapa. It's the day, movie and can't tell me friend, ebe friend. Your coach no pull on pull. Utriado is so friend. You near prepare, you can say the day must go. The Joe, Yaminko Bibia, Midiani Mr. Nice.
Yeah, hello, good morning, Sir Joe. Me child no be your phone now. Black Star nonsense and I'm there. Sir Joe. The players near Domoko tournament on performance this week. Net to say. Now Fempa match again Thomas Partey warming up from bench. Isaac Nenye Jordan you warming up from bench. Yeah? Monko has a full game no boy. Yeah, you see a young goalkeeper in the tournament. Ya poor game no. Shediena Benjamin Asare na oye. Nti goalkeeper wo dia ne say personal achievement na ohwe. On petit men kanko. Una ki put clean sheet. Now start na wo kisi bad na ye oda because wo dey kan record no. And mo papa be na Benjamin Asare dey bo house for team. Sometimes generals na mo kan crunch players na dey omo ye na enso ani o mo timi o mo dey too much. Keeper who keep clean sheet here. What the more be abo team. Who go home? Team big team like Accra Folk. Who go home? Goalkeeper, national team goalkeeper. What keep clean sheet? Eya o de yen kukuru nso akonkon. Hey, now they were now 14, 13 clean sheet. No, they were not crying. Tini dion. How many clean sheet no keep? Ya the name go work up. Sergio. Sa keeper we are more fantasy akonkon. Yes, so no so yo. One. Baby, I mean, Mrs. Anna the Kamaka say Ghana has striker Papa Bear Pan away Premier League Nima. Yene Obo na what try Benjamin Asara means Benjamin Asara we good goalkeeper. Now a team na the whole house of contract I want Kotoko striker na want. Team striker Ben away they give him. When a pie shot to feel Viva. Have a very good pie na bow. On players in English boys no. Omo pie shot to Anthony Gordon, omo pie shot to neighbor. Yen the way say the name control the go man give for na anya bibia amfa ho ma ya hu hawa ye way forward there enim guase ye poto ne be kan ye enim guase ye poto now go keep our personal team who keep clean sheet na ye would say dia na wo nya wo dia na be ma team na ma team na nya mfa so be no so be nya free so who keep clean sheet na ye we so jo mo ni nya me nya.
Good morning, Sir Joe. From Dr. Sir Franco Akan. Your friend say your place near the World Cup. Your 4 million hour foreign. That is when he said, you could break your hand. Answer no. In Kulana, you want to Krumha. Said a bear Monso Massa, Krumhana. Yeah,
one of them, they will not change. You got one. What they imagine say, Unim say, Okoye Bonnie. Na boni na okoye ne it pays you more than papaye make us say okodi referee ABI whole month no obenya referee no obedi once within a month na one match or the one match akonya maybe 20,000 Ghana cedis say 20,000 Ghana cedis no odi match mienu sakra maybe onya nti odwen papa ne boni na office or bonina, it pays him more than or papa. But you see, always no the costs are the team no. Look at what is happening to Kotoko. Some of us are young born no. Always say na coach na say coach na say. But you could see say Kotoko last match no referee no at the point she in the bottom before call. Referee in the point in the bottom before that same team no I don't want to mention the team because the more I mention the team I get bored. That same team no mobile kumasi soft penalty yajimomo soft penalty yajimomo made them say it is high time some of these referees we have to show them pepper. When we show them pepper, the GFA will set up and the referee themselves also set up. Thank you.
All right. Yensa imra na Yemeto asomfa mamokwa make ya transfer the local stories no ebre esremo a videos na edoso ye papa meresa ambemo a ebeka kotie second batch of videos na mo de eba no kwa me Mickey.
Yes, general.
Yes.
Na me onkomo na odina audio na mpese me tie bi ba wa ma me kwan.
Ama wo phone so. Me phone so.
Masa times e bitimi ba phone so o Mickey be tie bi.
Na we dey ma for me kwa me ears ngwa.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Okay. I hope okay.
See me there.
I see you there. You bet you. Well, Talent Link Global. When we do Jumedi Sunkwaba, Talent Link Global for Jumedi Omedia Banisem. One more ever bomb with to Quine, Aquintio and episode 2. Na Aquintio no and yes, woko, na wako ye Jumebi uko suku. We ye SHS, Upeso Banituaso, Eco School, our Amanone. Krobi to say US of A, United Kingdom, Canada, and I say Australia, and I person banuko school. No kusia adie na okoboni degree, and I say okoyene masters, and I say PhD. Opportunity no ho at the mouth. Talent Link Global and a bit me abuao. In Sisiana, one more a Talent Link Global scene. We will be a person called. Now kusia de wo sa universities are top universities are what sankura mabobosuya wo mo eba boa amwetimi nya admission no meboa mwetimi enyam wenya admission no ewie no se okwakoye degree okoye masters anase PhD wo mo no behwe no mo okrata ekuta no dwumedi okudia ebetimi aboa wo mo hwe a omesanso boa ekwa betima faso na tuition fee no obetua bi na maboa ne ma scholarship maboa na tuition fee no kwa be faso etua kakra na afei o scholarship no onsa etimaka eno so eye dwumedia wo mo ebeye dia mam wenyina ne kwadantem student loan support eno so metro kwa betima faso na university na wenya no wo metima ma loan supporter school fees no ebetimi akita for school fees no ede amount wenyina nkamfo an obeje visa ansa no akom o visa application no say na besi ayo document no ye beboa amwetimi ayo document no enyina na de visa no ede amount na afe ebredu so ko wonim so bu ha ne setim ka visa wie obeduru kro ne so no ne assign no amana ba na ye be chiro kwan be fa so a uduru ho a obetimi akasa wo migration ho na wetimi akọ eyo school no waduru na wahye why registration ewo school na wie na afa wo be school ase no unim say job opportunity ho e de ma wo abra wusua de no na wo san so eye adwuma ni nyina no Talent Link Global and be boam ye wo stadium scoreboard amekom ehone bia ya ye wo stadium scoreboard ho amekom ene wo obeso frɛ ya ye number nie 0553 112036 0553 112036 and as a 0555 714224 0555 714224 offer number we so a ye bejosum obi elton plot no ewo krapa ejusu krapa oni bia plot no ena hwem ewo Kessben television so ede yie papa a eben eye poly campus so nti so we obi a ubeti upese osi hostel a anaso pese usi dine de rent a plot no ena eda ho ede ema no we middleman bia nim eno asem obefre ona no na ne di nkomo na ode eye plot no amount ewo krapa a ben eye poly campus na wetimi akosi hostel no ewo so
plot na wo show
okay ben eye poly campus eye ma hostel
okay
opese usi hostel eye ma pa na anase opese usi down the rent house na the rent above ye papa de krom
de ye pa business ya pra ban abena sina omani wo plot no
inti eno so be frɛ your number we so 0506 040506 0506 040506 se opese auto plot no na wo bia ebe ye free o de ma ɛhoa ene wo tirase wonantemo da bi apropro aye wo ho dwibam nkrosa eyam ana atoto ho anasa honam oridie no nyama bi atoto ho a emwa wiye Bomatin na kope S7 herbal ointment ni bi na fasra so ebeboa wo ye papa S7 gospel herbal center wo mo adaroma na wo mo de aba edwasom wo de ani kire eye baby bia benya biato na mo peduro to akoton a sister Eva shop e wo fumesa ye ban himfie hom anasa sister Amalizi shop e wo boadi ye number ne 0244 946778 0244 946778 what for number way so am ye beje Vim champagne energy drink open energy drink ka no mo a we lost energy ne baba back e dia ma without any side effect open energy drink a wire down to no mo a e be mo ye active a ye Vim champagne energy drink yi wo bie timi numbi enunti ena de beko party ase obetimi de ko wedding ase obetimi de ko engagement ase no bia bebebia no etimi anumbi wo lost energy no bomade ko pe Vim champagne energy drink nanom na wo lost energy no embra back and from Trillium Industry Limited wo madaroma eno mede abedwasum your number ne 03221 90877 offer number we so a ye beje osum Dwabira Bank PLC edi hihia wudo bebre ena di aba okọ Dwabira Bank a wo mo savings account current account microfinance shares susu dachinti investment account group loan fixed deposit obetimi aye ho na Dwabira Bank edi san hihia wo nyina aba no wo mo san so mo opportunity ma business na wo ye no etima koso edi amount wo mo de asempa loan edi aba Dionya ene eye olete out the beko so pelonum no collateral no commitment fee no hidden charges bia nyese we diske ba kofa dime papers kofa car papers kofa japade bibra debi loan no edebe mawo ye de obatampa loan scheme no enso aba eno so beboa wo ye papa ni titu ye nwanom ma mu ye dwuma ebo eye shops awodom anase mo market ye beboa mo ama dwuma bia wo ye bia no aye kese e de ama ye be ma loan na wo so timi de bia wo dwuma no your branches awodom wa josom Roman Hill Adesiman Pankrono Magazine New Road Abuaso Fomesa onye Sipetimpon Bonre ene eye dwaben your number ne 0271 409340 offer number we so a ye beje osum Fanko Enterprise Kofanko Enterprise now Kofanko Enterprise a ye dwumedi ye dini se we ye plumber anase we ye individual we ye building contractor we si u dene drum pempen so a we ye plumbing materials a eye papa ebeche dia maw na buo no eda fom a eye Fanko Enterprise ena wo se woko obi a wesi udan dum pempen so ohia doors na ohia no eye Fanko Enterprise ena wo se woko ye wa dum ye wo ayepa FM building e chi ope ananso do ni be che Santasi Road no odur brofi yedu a Fanko Plaza no ye wo ho ye number ne 0551 011767 offer number we so a ye beje oso bema de uni obehyiemu a awoso mo oba no ne nije se de bi oba no kwa obesanso abebium mo na obehyiemu na wama na nije okwa onsanso embebium enunti ena oso yusu heba so cream no wo yusu oba no kwa de bia no afeel oh me ko sejo ho de bia me ko sejo ho de bia me ko sejo ho because sejo me ko no o ma manije ana sejo me boa Yimano
no credit so
Debia
na no kosa ko busa bi o
so what and some baby ba
I can credit so
be no ya
me nya no ma
trust no credit kan da zen to save you
trust be no ya
trust
akoko ma makoto gromom akoko ba makoto gromom kuma se
trust no credit
de bia oba no baba mi ko sejo ho mi ko sejo ho
kwa mi yenko
de bia baba ho de bi sejo o do bia ma ho saada se de bia ba because
min kai wiase
okay
no
achi so kai
okay pa
kai wiase
na ro so kai o
bit ma kai ni
no ba yemi mic ni ma yemi nsa
that's e bia mo ha
na yen ka de be kai Mode mato fuma wi na fi so me kan nka fa mo.
Enu tie ni je de e wo bema ho. Bema de mo be ni nchi na de bia wa ba nchen ama ni je ne awie peyo. Apply kitu abi opinis no ho. Na chi se o apply wi abo modin so wo be chichire. Enu de achi na de bai. So be pe rubber na de achichire. Se do na mboa.
Na nu wi o so ko chichire mi na nsuo ni wi.
Me la ko kama se. Me cho ka to muso. Na me ka wa ta. What am come down?
On the TV and nsuo ni around.
What am come down?
Ah, it's all. And who fair fun? I take a quay out.
It's a batch of chili party. It's chili face. What the horror?
Na abroso. Yonko yonko yonko.
No. Any drugstore, any chemical shop bia, obenye bia toko no enye bia. 0244 750 510 0244 750 510. Ote yes obi ka se bema de oso hu ye hwam. Enunti ena Unilever e de Rexona e de aba. O se metifo ebi mamutuom enkoye driver ni bu ho na motuom enkoye bomade koyi su Rexona ebeboa ye papa ama ho aye hwam 72 hours.
You will resume Jika, Omunia mates, almost Mutomunkoyi. You know how to go to Omunga.
Yabi make oh, me refer to Nasam no de buy no. Say I drive.
Is any paper baby? Amunkoyi, and the men yet me about
into the paper bray, Yamutum, Enkoye, Obu ho sweaty, na de be general, sweaty, na a producing a bacteria, and a day. Body odor neba when I'm kankan a hydrene boy no abu gabu or ban champion my own person be ban champion bomade na kope Rexona na UC na embo Lux beauty tablet soap no dwaso bomade kope Lux beauty tablet soap be na fe dware odi dware a ebeboa wie papa vitamin wom vitamin E ni C as wom a ebeboa ni pedua ni ye papa 0244 812-364 offer number way so yabejo so St. Thomas Eye Hospital organize free eye screening glaucoma also ko check city weninum esitie mental glaucoma de ebesio wa hu wenin na de hu ade ewo ho abese ko off bomati ko check weninum city esitie so wo glaucoma kuma se wa hojo enkransom ya matayeko kohwehwe ye kira kwan na bram na be check weninum city esi etie. Where a special invitation and a Elkosom, Our Lady of Grace Senior High School. One of the Jumedi Sonko Basum annual feast day celebration Basum on a year 21st of March and a Jumediano Ebakoso of Our Lady of Grace Senior High School. Na Jumediano Aseno, one more day a year woman new executive lodger, woman ebianum, woman ebebiano, and so a dana, and nutrition na found who remubim annual feast day no Ebakosum, Nemo Momuya, woman be a year executive lodger. Masa eswini enso ka kire mo ya sorry mo yo groups mo pese ye conference but some ko bi bia metima ko na metima ko akoye dwumadie no ebeba so 21st of March 2026 general.
Okay, David now dey
if you some
no ebre don ko abo apa hosima ba kon pepepe ka me pese me ko na me kofa Dr. Muzu but mama kakra nsa one for the questions bi so ababa kwa na menu bi na fe yenye ho adwuma na local source na kano fa ka ho mayen na minima de ofri America ba obi e de obi ama de bi sila enkoy umfa enkoy ana or maybe is obi ama new from US on his
back can I say but obi ade obi aso wa
no
enya ka wase me dey we wi ana ko franco so we me now on na dey amade ma na pressure na ba wo so
so aka onu
dey amade na me get na pressure na ba
thank you very much
amaka ontie
Mr. Champion
na ka me kiasem kwa dey say me no no
barista
na me kiasem kwa dey say ka me no
okay me ba
yo barista
inti go aka no the message abro me
why audio
inti yes audio inti
Sergio afternoon. And you can't change me on for Mr. Mame. Also, say, I'm a busa, also say, Sadia will be. And if I'm at the Mame.
Name so okay, I want to interview.
Said you have to. And you can't just make it on for Mr. Iman. Also, say, I'm a bizarre, also say, it's hard to with you. Give for my dear mammy.
I see do 30 man. I don't see this two. I'm going to
Store there, Nanny.
But I was away. So, now, so you, Diano. Some of you,
So, I said that we are Frank account there. You're ready. Oh, no.
I said that they were bread and a panel. I'm going to be
That's what the dynamic voice in the background.
Saying,
okay, and a big kind of Simiano record.
Oh, the minister can't see the
what about your bones and Mickey Cassa?
Two percent. No,
what about you? One of money, yes, one of money is
also in Sa or Yanni Stone now. Only one can once a man. No, 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 open.
Majiatum.
I would have one of
is that what to say? What would you see as well? Yes, so. Because I can't something.
Obiama new stone. What is that?
That's what you use.
Look at also, Busa was one guy, but so much of that.
What you know, my Mr. Sem free Kumasi.
Daughter Naro, you're ready. Say more tea.
General Mamin Kumasi Asante Kodoko, the new board of Kumasi Asante Kodoko. One more a requesting for the expenditure, and as I say, a Kumasi Asante Kodoko every month. One more spending and this come. Etimi ewrem ewo eye club no aso ye board no e request ma sese akoka omonsa na hwe mse je no mo tenase no omo se Kumasi Asante Kodoko expenditure for the month no a huge ye papa enso ewo ho a one person me eye IMC ne tenase no mu means ayesa aye budgety womo ebetimi aye hu bibi because every month na sesike na etimi free Kumasi Asante Kodoko mu ekopa de womo gidie se aye huge ye papa enso ewo hom bo board no asoye no ye fan to dwam se sabre aye otumfo se to the second Asante ne jumedia onam aye chief of staff so edema 3 board members womo eba be hwe che ne makotoko next season no enche se board ne nko sika and omo be invest our club no mu nhwemu che se otumfo nso be mo seed money obo mo sika so mo so enje emfa enhye dwumedie no enso ase no mo so emfa sika enwuram se da bia ebetimi ama club no enso etimi abekra behwe mo be kia dia tudwam se sabre wo mo ene Samuel Osekofo akodi nkomom se da bia nka CEO dwumedie no wo metimi aconsider no no so etima be CEO ede ama club no but omani ni di nkomo no asatnam wonfa eye komekas wonfa se dwumedie wo beje anase monji dwumedie no wonfa entu wo mo enso enim but omako confirm anaso mane Samuel Osekofo enso akodi nkomo yento asom ewo Midiama Sporting Club wo bekia coach Ibrahim Tanko abra ye okonsem chefo nhemu asem wo mo enyom defeat ene Hoho United defeat no eba ye no odikoto dwa some of the players omo attitude no also mutimi ehwe omo ye meet na also mutimi hwe players ni bi attitude fa match wo mo eboy no hom ema fiti game ni ba na wie na manfo suggest se there be match we die efri insurance na so futuro ewo ho management meeting ekoso discussing the way forward of a Midiama Sporting Club omo that top of the league na points 8 points as I say abeka 1 point ni titum aya Felix J wo mo tenase no wo mo ajatum se Felix J error and a by penalty no it was an error and a baller and namne so ema aya Hoho enya goal no so no wo mo jitum se aya error problem be any Felix J na wo mo se Felix J commitment e wo team no no aya dia e wo suru ye papa e de emomo na wo mo so discuss wo last 5 matches wo mo aba ankoye no wo mo se wo mo gidie se aya bre and etimi aba ede amatim no nti o ma charge coach Ibrahim Tanko se omomoden se da bia o metima apio mu game for the last 9 games na ba no wo mo se bro mu 2 kan preseason no wo mo call Ivory Coast ekobobo some games wo mo buy no so wo mo league na enibresom empebeso edunu no wo mo gidie se nya bibia nya problem bia na mom eye fatigue and city in kakra enu nti eye coach Ibrahim Tanko enye se da bia betimi aboam ema Midiama league no mpeso wo mo ege no wo mo ensom ebetima di league no ede esi womo enaso yento so wada stories bobeke abrantie fe no eye yawo yeboa ne nsem bebra beto dwa fiti enra ena nsemi aba beto dwa se US eye MLS league no wontimi embobiom due to eye suspension womo de ato ne so ede fa eye match fix no se betting bi etimi ekoso Ghana Football Association ejidi say eye sad news ena abam nemom e wo say kokobo ede ma players a wo mu sia kan e wo various leagues mu eye kokobo ede ma mo se betting there enise wo engage ho enso ewom even club administrators e ba ho anase club administrator ba ho se bet e koso ko twa bet bia debi uye footballer also twi hum edi efri sanima nye amanonenko ni titu Ghana ye Premier League no mo ose we no ekire ade a ose clubs and players ni nyina no enso agitum no mo twi omum enso edi free side ma nye sade a enum guasem ena betimi ato wonso o club ne so ye toasom e wonsem fofrom a ye fanto jam se sabre decision a free Ghana Football Association aso yaba edefa Hoho United ya bani omom ya de 3 home matches ban e de atom so na say 3 home games ban ya de atom so no sabre wo mo say decision we de ano dem papa from the Ghana Football Association no masanso fine no 30,000 Ghana cedis no wo mo say derby womu gidi say a decision a was a GF no esanso ehwemu biom because of nyeme course no womu say nyeme bi wo mu gitum say anko ye de but say ye be ma mo matches miensa ofie womu ntimi mbo ye ma mo 30,000 Ghana cedis there ano den o say GF no etimi tu wana mo enso edema mo nyesa metima appeal e de tesa decision am e GF disciplinary committee no enso e de ababetuja e de aform no nanam som e ma say GF ne ma clubs no kokobo say if it's a league in Shasiam, Wama ama clubs and fines, papa, Wama fine clubs in Bebre, clubs in Bebre, Buamason, Ediogum. Now clubs no encounter is a league in Pempenswa Edruno, say club be a bombdi who's a 1 year, wo until finer. Or better report to this man committee a point deduction. And nunti woman the 2 clubs in your name, so what ya mouth fine no shannon soon, never tia fine. And yes, sir, na suchi bi wa wonsa ebetimi aka. Yet was what that story COP Lydia Donko wano and the CID boss a day Emma a Ghana. What they two jam and now where press briefing, na press briefing no and na a pole in some beto ja ewo. What chechemi to Jasa Sabre, CID for one more brown for regional, one more good investigations at the farm one. They say woman evidence I would do one more air and yes a case no one more a idea to COP Lydia Donko. Nensama with the 2 Jano any.
And lastly, Francis Yao Frimpong alias Nana Pole, who was stabbed to death at a football match. Francis Yao Frimpong, popularly known as Nana Pole, a devoted supporter of Asante Kotoko Sporting Club, was fatally stabbed during a match between Asante Kotoko and Nswatriman FC. He died following a heated altercation with an unidentified individual in the course of the game. The Sunyani CID is actively pursuing credible leads which could lead to the arrest of anyone involved in this crime. The court case unit is also actively reviewing several other cases not listed in today's briefing. The Ghana Police Service reaffirms that no case of murder, disappearance, or violent crime will be abandoned.
Weyen sama COP Lydia Donko wadi tuja se sabre enye sa asem no wo mo abuomani aguso CID for wo mo brown for region bomodin etu na mo ye papa eye hwehwemu e dia fam a wo menya some evidence am enu kwa ne betimi aboa e ma asem no wo mo hu ba bia e betimi akontenye se police ensem no eye CID wo mo dia to enchen Eric Edem Agbana wono na MP for Ketu North wadi tuja wo so account no kwa dia walk up no nankaba ebia MP for Ketu fa nipa 5 bra na we say oh MP for Faruko so fa nipa bi bra ne fo mo ko walk up eye na so gidie se da bi walk up ya ye ba be ko supporters no ke kon nko a me fa supporters nko ade ye betima boy infrastructure ye ma infrastructure endorse ewo eye wo mamam na betimi aboa me sports no etimi tum pondan check corporate institutions edisika eba na ye de ma supporters akọ walk up no ebi.
I would prefer government will invest. But what I also know is that in some countries, governments will raise funds from the private sector. So if private sector is donating towards taking supporters to the World Cup,
I don't have a problem with it. I will gladly join or let constituents of mine join. But I think that government, my personal view, and I know this comment, a lot of people will insult me, but you know what? So for especially for our grassroots, who will question why I said let's not take supporters. The question I asked, that if, for example, government says let's take 10 people even from your the question is, will you be part?
Yeah.
How many of them will be part?
Yeah.
You understand? So I have done my calculations. I love football. I wish to be at the World Cup. Many of us love football. But I would wish that the focus of government should be on leaving proper infrastructure dotted across the regions, across the constituencies. I was at the whole sports stadium yesterday to watch Home Stars beat Sampefi FC. And what we see as a stadium, I have a video here sent to me from that stadium yesterday. This afternoon, actually, there was a Division 2 game going on this afternoon, and then it started raining. If you see the whole place, got flooded. You know, so I think that we should have, these are the conversations that we have. Invest. Currently, we have a sports fund. Kudos to Kofi Adams and the government. Let's put in more funds, more money into this fund, so we develop the game from the grassroots level. I would prefer government will invest. But what I also know is that in some countries, governments will raise funds from the private sector. So if private sector is donating towards taking supporters to the World Cup, I don't have a problem with it. I will gladly join or let constituents of mine join. But I think that government, my personal view, and I know this comment, a lot of people will insult me, but you know what?
So MP for Ketu North Ninsamwa, what they atuja and so and Yentosum about the story. So Coach Ibrahim Tanko, what's it Ghana Premier League this year, dear? I am very interested, no. We can or did it a resource on a baby be on one resource and I be no. Now, other teams so much chasing no most resource no I be or did it a Premier League a back Pim timer, ye be ball league no and so every Maxwell Jemai, where you defender at the Emma Bobo Quam, your friend who United. What's all your results? One more answer air of late now. About me Abuamo, I'm a Ghana Premier League no, one more answer etimakim. I'm a Nuru, a coach at the Ma Karela Bobo. So Kumasa Santico Timino, Mobian Casamanyadi, Omu experience side, ye papa. Nemom, one more bar, a year northern regional, one more chances and omentimi ambeteki, and a namsum, Emasa resource no, and so a buyer at the moment. Johnson Smith, a coach. Wakasa, was it team where friend the Basakoli Stars League no, one more ebekim. Yentin Summer Johnson Smith. Or the actually say on the Jumidian Paso change players or more positions and a boa more says league no or Medusa level Johnson Smith.
Okay, it's all about my my ability to change players. That's what I have been doing because I like a team that is down, so that I can bring the team up. Yeah, we will survive. Just okay, it's all about my my ability to change players. That's what I have been doing because I like a team that is down, so that I can bring the team up. Yeah, we will survive. Just okay.
Coach Johnson Smith. Somebody that you know here.
Very, very good coach.
Yes.
That haka name papers and cratano. And it's a kind I mean, Untima handle.
Should I be honest with you? I remember in one of our discussions, we discussed that. Say, is there a way to, help him? We say, in coaching, what players now are on board channel. It will be the exempted, or more exemption. Because in Kranama pro direct based on Juma why experience when you are born a long time. Some of them they are exempted from most of the senior players in Crampo there. UEFA no move started with A, more pro. So what we need more D now, my bobo channel. And I was wondering if Johnson Smith, based on the knowledge and the why evidence of Juma if there could be an exemption now, because A is my hidden. Oh no, not quite be sweet to me. And I think that when that discussion about minka see I'm born completely. Oh no, I only hope he say at an appropriate time. No, a bit to me. I Juma. I like him. I like the Juma Boye.
Okay.
And there's a senior person. The GFA president likes him. He likes the Juma Boye.
Yeah.
Problem they say football acquiring crata and crata some.
Sure.
Acquire qualification. President likes him very much.
He was even out.
Yeah, he mentioned him. Yeah, he mentioned him in a circle. Baby, Sebi, you know, to consider Johnson Smith. And to me, Bompire say, Nina, discussion of President, I have for Johnson Smith, who, you know, behind the scenes, and a bit to me, I see the day of light.
Maybe apart from him, you know, if there are other coaches are almost level, was super bankrupt.
He wasn't the only person. I think there were about 2 or 3 people, and yes, our discussion based on what we know about them. What I say, proven track record. What I saw, how then should be a family colony. So that's what we do. At the side of Quada school, would the Mama be seen, would the exam 2 are no what, yeah. We are not past years so couldn't, but scout the Conanimo. Anyone, then must Antino must need dreaming no be curtailed, say, it be a second fientino, on to mean to one school's one, the same thing. Emma Johnson Smith. Sure. Ebi say onya okrata ke be wodu nya agro. Nti anam say oni krata ntino. Adwuma no oni menujo enkasina na. Can there be some consideration in no? That's what we discussed, and he wasn't the only person.
Good afternoon, Sergio, and your well-informed, diligent, and highly professional pundit. I wish Barcelona the very best. Okay, I wish Barcelona the best club in the world, the most reliable team ever. The best of wishes today against Newcastle. My big question is, what is the root cause of the lackadaisical attitude of the footballers of Asante Kotoko? Because to the best of my knowledge, the players and the technical team are given the best of treatment any serious club needs to perform. Are there any outstanding salaries or anything that is hindering the performance of the club? I'm drenched with misery for their performance, sir. Onyx Sunaje, Unilever International Africa manager, and the message we a free on crisis or Spain or Spain. I saw free Spain. Wow.
I think on my screenshot I already show.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Maybe I will be actually who see pa and my ye. You come na actually local source no emu iye papa. Dr. Amuzu, my emfa ono sonkra to kakra na yemeto so.
Okay.
Mema etiefo nyina akwa ababa Amuzu Herbal Clinic na yede dobia ba efe no Amuzu Garlic Bitters eyedura emamoje die fusane ewo nipadua nu mu eyedura ebua ma obia ne pressure ewo soro eba fom pa obi so a otiemia wadros rade abroso obehia Amuzu Garlic Bitters. Amuzu Garlic Bitters prevent numbness so obi se mensa anasa minan 83 nedro eye Amuzu Garlic Bitters. Amuzu Garlic Bitters controls urine flow. Dear audience so bebre anaso so basa no onye Amuzu Garlic no mu a emesote kura. Amuzu Garlic Bitters prevent sciatic pains. Obi say doctor me to ase twetweme unya Amuzu Garlic no mu atu edi. Amuzu Garlic Bitters is good for stroke patient. Obi anya stroke, obu a stroke na born nkaye. Unya Amuzu Garlic no atu edi. Sa medre na sofu bi onya stroke for years. What thought wa minu panom. I na wetimi asori ananti waka. Amuzu Garlic Bitters boost the immune system and fight infections. Say utie me na say uyo chembe wu yare biya ba bekrawa. Kopa Amuzu Garlic no mu en ne mo ho ye dene. Na kutie nyarewa. Amuzu Garlic Bitters prevent body weakness. Obu ha ahomre woni so. Amuzu Garlic Bitters dilate the arteries ebiabia intinimu mamoja ediefusani yie pa. Amuzu Garlic Bitters support the pancreas. Amuzu Garlic no pancreas no ya de ne modidi a ekotwetwe sugar na glucose na mu no me so te mass sugar eba normal. Amuzu Garlic Bitters improves vision. Obu ohwa ne pressure was with the man de hunu wo form. Onya Amuzu Garlic no mo buaw ma fresh woni na eye wisi no we hu ade yie pa. Amuzu Garlic Bitters prevent palpitation. Nipa biya home by incessant home no ɛwɔ soro bebree saa kɔpɛ amuzu garlic nenom amuzu garlic bitters prevent insomnia obu ha obre pan se wada ye fredi bi zinc any sulfur rich amuzu garlic mu ye ko gu mu a na ma body ne home na home bo se nche na wada enti de na ho edi ma no kɔpɛ amuzu garlic bitters nenom Amuzu garlic bitters is rich in allicin and selenium, which helps improve blood circulation on the male sex organ. Inti bema osi oda humatia untini bema nkano. Kopa amuzu garlic no mwe. Nemo jeni die fusane enko bema no hunadechia. Watini nka. Amuzu garlic bitters is rich in agioni. Ena musa agioni ninti. Ebo ema awodi akwa no ho ban ema sebuo ema kosu atuo nyina no emani nyina kosu kama enti oba obuni se a embe yie wo be hia amuzu garlic bitters oba on person na wo eti konsu hia amuzu garlic bitters uko drugstore pharmacy anase herbal shop biara wo benye bi ato wo pedro semise bi nso a no afra mi nama eye 0247 776743 0247 77 67 43 Amuzu Herbal Clinic Mauji Hiochalo.
I had the discussions na so no me no abo nana ofori jamfi wo kwangoma menya den tese program yem say ma wie ya on free television no we are bia ma yentia opa nana ofori jamfi kwangoma Mr. Champon you munu talk kakran na here sorry na ba na bia person dey for
okay and the issues no be bre for reasons nti me venture nko nti Sir Johnson Smith my medical can opinion about him and the only thing is that the two way nko relate so you know on the opinion say or change the players but the sounds to the chukran say team that from crowd there and then say now the see and I think that the track record naturally even with Basaka Holy Stars cry Basaka Holy Stars na you know I think it was Gazili who was coaching Basaka Holy Stars
Gazeli and Gazeli was a different coach
no more for more
yes no
Obian we saw relegation but then baby my fuck what could do and if it continues like that I mean it's obey me team with my returning premiership total so Johnson Smith has some knowledge no I can't find me and I say be seven players only they are not only more dedicated about football into Troni they name say honorable from Kakra that's why we wonder say how can we help such a person you know to me master because want to meet you and the coach now only you know and Rafaman assessing and then the qualification Joe and it's not the fault of the GF and baby you are seeing a be mandatory and now we have a publish here requirement for you to coach in any of their competitions so and a requirement for you to participate in terms of you know a stadium near hosting when you know in any of their competitions and you know coaching license are so important ukuta a UEFA A crown the bar CAF does not recognize that as CAF A this okuta pro and a CAF who say no we and the CAF eba be CAF pro so no nti requirement if you honor eba the best how young we what you can also do is try to bit me a bone pakra push my certificate in wetin menya if that means to negotiate give exemptions and the air tron no be on ya de on tro but ka so nya nti na say to say Johnson Smith so man you know bigger task say be a national team offer na assistant one of the assistant for bia say be onim software onim way obet interpret video ni no normal now the man no apply na knowledge no dey aye adwuma you can say because he be only cratent na man that you come from because he's proving Asante Kotoko everywhere where he's gone he's proving say eja oya the nation service na so order oh no
Karela on dia usi Taylor Solomon Safu Taylor
he built those players
Emmanuel Kayeke and Pim Da Costa all those guys were guys or the mobile or born normalization cup final against Kotoko at Baba Sports Stadium
I think he's done
maybe
well.
I could be our
I think he's done well we akakrata no
timoti ma ye bibia fa wan kan
what's what done for no so so
na se nyina gina mo so efe
o de na me so what done for no so we
madam for no
so
ba se wo ha dey say
Makato was the president and I would informal discussion with president at about up there. It wasn't only him. He mentioned I think 2-3 players yes. I can't Johnson Smith how quite a bit my first to try to help them. No multimi. Any judgment without those hindrances. No multimi. He's a man of it. My head coach will any club, any Premier League club on his own, based on the record. No more coach Kotokone. You know, teams I can say. Few of them now be some quite channel. What must I say? I'm coaching national team. Few of them now be some a channel. He has the capacity. Others, no, like he has the capabilities, but capacity. No. Oh, no.
All right.
Well, in terms of clubs and any punishment, you know, it be hard to take. It be hard to take. But then I'm saying, you know, you also exercise certain restraints. So on football, baby, I could do all over the world. Then you monitor BBI, especially incident off the ball. Joe, and no boils down to character. Say park no say bobo na bia bibinu to see the ucho bia yeah mama record but say camera dey up for discussion. I think boy is also excessive restraint. How many times every time beyond there's issue around you in terms of conduct. See upon born akoyesa it straight away misconduct. On be charge you irrespective of record on be charge you. Say born in the airborne hall now we charge you players no more record. Then the field of play na mercy. But we upon boy we now call referee so na kwakoye we nti eno sa no no as much as here nkofo be can so there's too much charge e was anto kotoko no e simple enforce the boy in trans no money in the kasa. Yes. You are needed in the club. Nti so hwe osuban so yi na hwe akoma so yi. So no. Some of the things I don't think are necessary. Because after the game, the muki say after the game, after the game. Now after the game, the okay best results na bed. Results na ense sana. And as much as say indeed if you are charges on kotokone disciplinary issues on kotokone doors no. I think the boy must also be spoken to. And no nkwa na dey be wakoma. No ma bi sisi na onyanto boase. Allow your leaders I don't know now mo and fight this fight no. Footballers no joy anete o se ball na ko America adwuma de to bia wie na komane no mai wo mu no ti no bi gina park so you twa bi obitimi e bo bia so no but nyina ya na ye kasa kire eso to no boss.
Okay. Honestly, this is the day IU issue of considering him back to the national team from authentic source. A lot of the players are not pleased to see him back to the team. Despite the fact that some heavyweights in politics and few FA gurus are all working behind the scenes on his behalf. The same factions, some factions among the players are opposing his return. The day IU should advise himself instead. Good afternoon. Strong Amido, South Korea.
It is South Korea or no only players, Nakasana players, and can't wait.
I'm saying the source there. Obia and Minimo,
the strong
way. What's it? Or a Ghana.
Now, the Otigana crown, how many players on Makaso
links are only Ghana for
or say players, some group of players, so we against the day.
Player. Adam for players.
And Sadam for no group. Sadam for no group.
The first South Korea just own information.
Now, just what out to Ghana to you, so one Adam for a group of players. And then me question. Sometimes it meet if Timpamata the show be a Joe Kukum size.
The CID know more than me, but I think the biggest opportunity we missed was the failure to put the alleged picture of the killer of Foley in the media, as it's normally done by the police. Because the update yesterday is already known by the general public, and nothing new was said. Yakunu Kwa, Kingsley, Edwin Fitamale, and Abraham. I think by now, I'm more expecting to say, Pole killer no mfoni kaba out no bia the suspect now feels ono na okuna wadwane no okay so can mfoni ababonti I don't know.
Okay, so we do some point in there. So I think the matter was in court.
It's still in court. Yeah.
I'm a suspect omuchi omo arraigned before court. They were arraigned before court. Yes. And what happened? Omo beli o mana so more remand na.
No, sisi dem so omo yobia.
So not just
omo yobia omo sla omo cancer no.
No.
I don't want to make an answer.
Say if indeed the munyano no so na suspect no match in there and there's somebody na say we have some publishes to the picture. I think that the prime suspect was not arrested. Was not arrested. Intendo no ka say some publishing the picture. So be yanko fu hu no man hu say we show. And I think that the police should have sought. I think the police should have sought the leave of court and come publish the story no. Because prime suspect. And all the mention no. When I prime suspect, the police looking for you, so you are not. And you are. Because say, "Why you are? But I be trade into any war." I think that the police should have sought leave of court nan come publish it now because so on and now. Maybe I know be a question baby. And I agree with him.
All right. We're not going to the World Cup to win the tournament. So the day you should be part of the team because he has a lot of experience to help the team. No one is going to play any exceptional football there. All right. It's all about control and pass. Give it to your brother affairs. So the day should be there. And if he's so good anyway, and so a prayer. BYT, also Bram Kakrebi and Sana Yabi or Dr. Franco Naro Nafe say Andy Kem and so on. He said, the brouhaha surrounding the repatriation of the Iranian girls to Iran is so pathetic. If care isn't taken and they are sent back to their home country, it's likely they could even face the death sentence. Has this happened before? Elias Yabua Koforidua and the way and so by. When some person busa say obi penism Iran for man.
No my day
tournament.
How my day I'm called Kukum.
Oh, say only in some of the two toms or country or media no. Say from wartime traitors.
So they are traitors to the state of Iran
now. More national anthem no man for one to no because of how more. Fly from Gold Coast Airport to Sydney. Back to Iran.
Okay, say that no more doing na me can. Most say because of Makoto no more international anthem. I'm say there must be a reason. What I say, move say protest. But also now
they cause Iran no more protest.
To protest against who?
Against Iran government.
Yes. Yeah, but at the end the projection was that because Umato you call no into the protest is against aggressors,
No.
But now no is on. Oh no, that was it. I'm being honest with you.
You need because against Iran government. And one from our friends saying wartime traitors by the media in Iran. And the friends American President Trump, they are by Australia. Say so I'm to mean granted asylum.
I'm from America.
I'm from America.
I'm from Commonwealth.
And this is Romatias here. I'm from Gold Coast to Sydney.
No matter Sydney.
Yeah.
Mama asylum. Okay.
And this asylum some of the more.
Na dia du podie. What are we?
Stay at school I be bia.
Na so mbamo fo we no. Bajo, we podie do dey there. What are we war time treat on your war time treat now to Iran. Na see free krumo ya more chance so be free akotem be so be ko.
Sure.
Because you fly only baby at at this point in time, what are we against or for? Now see there's an opportunity for you to go and live somewhere peacefully. I'm sure majority of them will take the opportunity.
Yeah. BYT.
General.
Obi busa say BS da Eliasu Yeboah Koforidua.
Yeah, General, who read the history books more, especially who were more France. First World War on by. Na omo military officer bi ne friend no Philippe Pétain ono na obeye famous e wo wiase pa when na the Battle of Verdun olidi 1916 etimi boaye na owie no Adolf Hitler ekoka bomu e ma mu make sure say omo be defeat France man no in 1940 after First World War na wabaye hero amiama na masha no omo man omo born abaso ma obegina mu pa so 1960 ko ka ho bi e na omo de Coupe de France French Cup ya ye boy the oldest competition wo e bae so if you want na so wabaye hero e wo krom wo enti Adolf Hitler ene ne kabom na je say obeye traitor e de ma oman no because obi a wa ko aje oman ne pen ama the longest and bloodiest time a war ne by ya enipa we prepare pa about 700,000 casualties combined and in 1916 no he fell from 21st February to 15th December 1916 300 days general na at long last wakoka Adolf Hitler ho na afi mu se be kwati o man France and na o mu defeat France ti on na be governor French Vicky enti sa Vinci state wono ono obeye sa state we na wo hwa Verdun baye that time na Napoleon emo na sa kuro ni ba be chichiri wurawura mu in 19th century enti general obaye no ana obe make sure say on ma football activities enkoso na mum
obe organize ono ani football and I was starting 1940 no and organizing the players ni bi ka say there be say what timi ama oman we abo pa de omo mbo ni league no ti bebre na atwe omo firi ni league nim and also on do obebo nti ebi so koka no nti ye ho no ebi yi oman ne man na ebi so ekwata ono na ti ono na yi oman France ama that was 1940 nti league na ye born wo ho ni nyina no e French league mi ye mfa nka ho na ye kodai. One other thing as I see Austria a man no mako 1934 World Cup at the fourth. Omuni Germany in about third place. Omuwe ya na Adolf Hitler kluya. Esa abo wura mu Austria asye so. Omu make sure say akon besi no matimi an invade Austria man no. No matimi abeje aboso nti Austria anko FIFA World Cup in 38 and no adakre be kan wasem wa. Na no na Austria no more great players pa near free player be Matthias Ndela na dodo na ebon nsamrane se the Mozart of football and the football Mozart na odi ye pa obi ogogona ubehu say one of the famous footballers and the greatest footballers abe pm Austria man no eyo no and o say se Germany say yenyi Austria for ni bi meka German team no Nazi German no mo nko FIFA World Cup no mo nko but yenya certain players be nine ni numa mo betray o man no omu ti o machi ma o man ko kan Germany ho ekobo 1938 World Cup proud to the Second World War na eba no so player bi ti say Joseph Santro Efrimu Abrante France Wane Rudolf Rothel no a goalkeeper omu nyina di omani kire oman no ekobo ma Germany enti efiri wo no oman no susuro wo mo pa man no so ebe ya asem kese pa wo kromo enti unim omo organize match se oman ni dia de Austria ene Germany ensi akan ye o players bebre omo so anko so omo bebo enti ye ti wo mo nyina jeli bi ekumu bi history kese pa wo that was 1938 wow. Na ehu pa ekumbi ewo oman ni din ede Austria enti eno so ebeye ade kese a esiye ewo omanim ye benya Ukraine and Soviet football under Nazi occupies for na Germany for na sabebu wuram emeno so general de ko ba ni say ni afra club bi FC Start omoto omu fi da no mo kefo ekofo mo omo atim na omo so agenda ne say enya ade Germany for nde ba kromo no omo so ebedi so nti nya ade omo beye ena omo te wo mo na onum de esiye Germany aban no under Adolf Hitler esa afre omo say omo pese omo ni say timi ni bo match nti wo di Germany team aba so omo mebo match na match ni ti ade nyina ne say ni kwa say omo momu sha Germany team no that was 9th August 1942 football game and so ebeye sum di ma wiase nyina say players no ebo no ma say Germany 5-3 tie no so omo chi players no ebo ni nyina akoe ema omo kumbi omo jelibi omo yebi ma yakayaka de bebre eno so ya de a aba football ma general na ehu pa ni nyina ne say omo kodi ama omo man na akon na omo kodi ama omo man no omo be hye Germany man no ama omo hu say no kwasem say FC Start no omo ani abre to omo te players ni bia omo yes omo nka dan no mo KF team no nemom omo be yi omo abosa match ni atia Germany Adolf Hitler say wow pese obobo okromo yiutibra ni enhade ti omo football activities bia nkoso clubs o nyina general betray o man no manko but players ni bi yi omo ho ebetiti ni friend FC Start share Germany team no 5-3 date na mboma 9th August 1942 ema no so players ne fa omo kum omo bia yakayaka de yes na serious pa na general ya sabenya biem 69 El Salvador versus Honduras the football war 100-hour war for this see between 14th and 18th July 1969 na FIFA World Cup qualifiers and obia obeko internet so betimi about that the football war nare ebeye hunti there was anthem no say your body ma Honduras national team you know am den tomago sabi I can say dirty rag tomago fin e de ko wiem ye flag e de ma Honduras man e na omu si omu trase se omu so nto eno so ye wie ye enipa ewu ye over 2000 and ntokwan de ba ya ekumomu. It took the intervention of America man and omko gina mtiebo playoff for Mexico and El Salvador they qualify for FIFA World Cup 70 Mexico omko man win match nemum omo soja fo no eye niamo ho sem kum ma bebre e Honduras and agena 1990 so ayi tamana Yugoslavia ni begu no unum se omo national team so players ni bia na fifiri Croatia Serbia Montenegro ni ade no omo ka so omo mo match nti omo so turning against oman Yugoslavia ansana na war na beba ema omo so omo abegina so omo me represent omo man omo danu omo chi against oman Yugoslavia.
Okay, 1990
91 yes 1991 na ye di kopiem 92 a ebe break no ena sa ti na devil su kamu nyina ye involve general omo ye against sa war na omo de ba be breaki ebi se omo pese omo nti omo ebi se daabi Yugoslavia atimi akọ World Cup a perform 1930 1932 ni 34 ni ade omo involve maybe omo nya third place adi second omo ahia ade bebre ntinka omo nto aso na ebi se daabi omo be breaki ade no eno so de oyene ene ade ba kromo ma ntokwasiye na football clubs wo nyina no players na won national team no turning against so more represent Yugoslavia.
Okay.
Nti we no edi bibi kakra wuram se omo so aye bibi aye oye kire edi a kire wiase enam ntokwasem a esie ene edi ewuram sa.
Okay.
Nti
ide na to omo.
Oh, omo dia no se FIFA ban ne omo.
Okay.
Etie no omo do omo be shem no omo bo Euros.
Okay.
Nti Euros no na sukamo try a mo de Croatia mo guru amu bi na ansa na yebekọ US 94 World Cup no 1992 de no ene ade 1996 ene o man national team ni so asese e peja ba war no de ewie 2001 omo ko che pa.
Wow. Elias Yeboah from Koforidua am say when enough of na ubusa se bi asida na no in 1938 in Sempa na Brantia no kekano easy sa no indeed Kessben Sports. You guys will always set the pace for the rest to follow. Anafi Sunyai Zongo and now the way and so Abreye. Minya story BCC is it Velile Meyandu on the Yemi source.
South Africa.
Yes. What I'm from? Oh, okay.
Vilele.
Yeah, Vinele, Okay. Or the breaking be BCC as the president of the Congolese Football Federation, FECAFO. Has been sentenced to life imprisonment.
Yeah, that's true.
Wow. Jean Guy Blaise Mayolas has been condemned to spend the rest of his life in prison for charges including money laundering, forgery, illegal conflict of interest, and embezzlement of FIFA funds during the COVID-19 period. Wow. These funds were originally intended for the development of women's football and the construction of a training center. And FA president, what this cano, Yednatum for life. Wow. Yedina Semedinatum, president of Congolese Football Federation, has been sentenced to life imprisonment. Wow. Okay. The airbus is here, and so I don't know.
Sure, Dr. Franco now. I think I know my judgment.
Judgment, yeah.
This is all over in Africa.
Very serious. Yeah. Okay.
General, Honorable Agbana, and Komodeni there. I'm saying he's touching on two sensitive issues. Bako ye see a Denkrofo World Cup and I am fan Krofo Enko World Cup. I'm saying it's sensitive because over the years at Denkrofo World Cup na Edru America Sabrina Obeka say fan Krofo Enko
Katakura
Asem no Edin Katakura Denkrofo Denkrofo Brazil Denkrofo South Africa Germany
Canada
nti Canada ne US and also fan Krofo Enko but minim say osa NDC MP nti aban no
for ketu
Yes, Ketunov. And Abekaya, Honorable Kofi D. Adams, our sports minister. I think somewhere last year, and only Peace FM granting interview no can say he will not advise the government to use public funds. Say, you didn't crowd because me kai cross be debate was say simple. These public agencies to say be at all, to say be a GMPC near day. So mun put the crowd kwe bi so ya buy ni sika na and a do omo echo. Intiane Papa Nsam no kana. I think he's on the same page with the minister. I'm not too sure.
Na se we commission no amfa ntuja.
Of course.
Brazil commission no.
Jamefe
commission.
It was so emphatic.
Yes.
Coincidentally, the president who signed that white paper is the current president, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Inti, I'm suspecting, say, Ghana Mampenyin, sports minister, NNDC aban GDA pass any kwansi the Ghana foko. Well, a matter of priorities. Sabai no hwɛ na sɛ yɛsi kasɛm ɔm susu sɛ yɛntumi a fine biribia wɔ n'ahyɛseɛ maybe wotie minister no nkɔmmɔ no ɔsɛ ɔmu bɛfacilitate ɔmbɛboa nkurɔfoɔ with documentations ne ade at a point in time yɛte sɛ na ministry no try sɛ ɔmbɛsoliciting for support from private entities and public entities sika na yɛka no so ɛnyɛ sika ketewa Sabai no ntumi nya company bɛn na kurom ha sɛ what incentives na ɛwɔ edema those companies are ebema no ntom be person betua that much edin crofo akọ me feel say numbers na so mo manage no mo hwe ni yi ba kra de anhwe be yedin
so ba could be $9,000.
Yes. You see, you know, I say England and there are so many English football fans who can afford, but the crew madu do saying any bit ma afford it. And Timmy my dream say crowd there, so more name of numbers no na maybe they would have to reduce it. And I know, say, yeah, can say MPC lobby from their constituencies.
Instead of,
yes, instead say yeah, can say Ghana they Ghana for kono. Ube say be MPC na yeah be more slots. No more they are conforming crop for no more they are coach fans. Pressure so be baby so any day. But can there. And people who have supported the national team all over the time, supporters group in here, these are the people we should look at. General, on a comment on Jordan, the day you, I think some comment might make it again. Listening to comment and necrophobia, as a people are even explaining to me what is meant by dedication and commitment. I'll be the last person to say, Andre, are you committed to the national cause? Since I know that boy from somewhere 208 or 207, out donning the national team, he has given his all, leading the Black Satellites to win the 2009 African World Cup in Egypt, the first to have been done by any African nation. And yes, we speak, I think he has the most goals for Ghana at the AFCON. The achievement, the commitment, the dedication is not in doubt. You can't doubt it. But there was a CBA when we and my position is say, and your World Cup now the best the day you and Munyam because World Cup no akon baako akon mienu akon miensa so. Sabio obi anko beso me ya emfa ne se we nya chance anko World Cup mpo and yesi bibinti. Let's glorify him by giving him a World Cup slot as a compensation crank different. What will he do if he does 4 World Cups instead of 3? So for me, that is not the way to say a day the day you and Munyam. You be friend as a national team coaches who say, Nancy, dear warrior, no almost say, or beba boy team no, a braye kobo no. If you be called on merit, I don't have problem. It's almost to say the day you and neighbor no bono. Ye nimu honum obet me a better as in ubia. Esi maniko. Otherwise, and kwadana eba no susu here chance. Obi akọ impress aso oko block akwada bi afi no oba ono so pe chance akọ anim all because yes e be anano. We should find a better way of honoring him for his commitment and dedication, but not the World Cup. That's my position.
Okay.
Yema Utuado in the technical team no the chance to do their selection so that CPC hold the Oma will hold them responsible for their selection and their impact. General Onaye Mediema my meetings in according to me Kiniade Felix Chi. You know, there could be you see any man a brand any in the park and so me and him pay him. Now humti. First of all, I very risky for a goalkeeper. Say game gusu kosu. Obe free ni po mabaso obe bo penalty. First of all, very risky. Because game ni kosu no so obo ne bo ba ne ba ye bo. Keeper chain na ye bo. Udi agura the risk is a ball na nsha. Anhwe ya ye bebo ball na si akosha na ye very high. Intim pempi edin say enye post match penalties ni be kase keeper nkobo. I agree their number one taker had squandered some 3 penalties, but I think that was risky. And born or the chain is another thing. But who can play about who was show commitment to Mediema is Felix J. As we speak, I'm told so was signed 4 years extension for Mediema. Inti ammonia careful said the Omun Kilia Branty and the spirit. Unless they have sufficient ground to suspect something else. I think it was a bad day in office. And they shouldn't rule away. So in football, Ubana drew baby a ultimate Richie peak, ne decline. A horna technical team knows where you say, Ube rotate players no more a brainy be. Na a be at your minute so. What your training load so? No, what a games are umbebo. You manage it to ensure, say, one competition bebem, a bill, Obama fatigue no aba a form. You know, I mean, some last chance to another time now.
Time now, as soon as I remember Andy near Bass, and so I guess my baby num.
Okay.
Na Andy, but we offer be 2 and I'm the jack and my bass. So now was your son now not teaching on the minimum. Okay, yeah.
Da be na football e koye and as a national team koye say ye kwai be she ya san ye nya ade ye nkobo hwe nti envu bi ankobi. And you move blaster players in any local players in Conco Boy. Because okay, say me and Fu Uchim young man we should consider this that the conclusion is that Nasa work up equal about 3 matches. Nasa work up equal any idea. Nasa national team any idea. Inti Ubia could be a scenario. You know as a football is unable. The first second of struggle has to focus struggle and just will be a bit about has to focus. The first blaster failing to qualify for AFCON and just play a bit about blaster. The fact say your co-world capper in recent times your performance in 2014, 2022, your core group stage yentimi antan and say be a bit about blaster. So that issue of your quiet inquiry into Obianco Beno, I will not buy it.
Okay.
Young players who are ready, players who are competent, players are staged, don't bet me match up to the standard. Players are ready. Players are at least on bet me a show set level. No, they'll be ready to that particular task. Those players should be assembled. Or more tactically, or bet me a fit into the scheme of things of the coach. And in the technical handlers, for me, those players should be considered. Nti young choir in the general.
Okay.
Ma young fair no selection for a year tournament.
Mami kwa baso mra.
Thank you, Andy.
So why you name Misu? Na akabes no ba ko.
You another I used to get house in Martin team in Kwaso.
You know.
I mean call MP na sem no so.
Okay.
You are not sometimes we are so born nam de so apatakuso on kotonwa expect so corner ya nto a ode beba.
Ode be san ba.
On fa nam number.
You can on fan go dum gazo ko ton gra. O de be mane baby.
Sometimes but if no more can sama kire nya eso mu hwe ni. Yo mo je grasha. MP mpacho do mo nye grasha. Sika mo je ne parliament wa ya allow ala to mo tie publish pa magana fo huna. Be ka bibia sa hwe ko bia nto aba ma wo mo.
Oh. So mo sika no mo kam ni tu bia da bia.
Sika mo je ne parliament na mo publish ni nyina mi ehuna. Ko bia nto aba ma wo mo. Football nipa di akiri wu nipa di akiri pra nipa di akiri che say wuntimi ka football asem because of the nation yebo afcon okroma o manage mi anyi am ya hwe ya yedin ne team obi benefit ya obenya wo Ghana ha ni nkwa na nyina yese bia Ghana ebobo wa hebi wo TV so wo say TV lances enipa we nim wo manim nipa we enya omobo omunya omobo obi benefit obenya o ma we am say yebo ball no tiri dem as excuse me say because yarefo onko ba bia eno no de bete ne yare yeso no o ma na ntime anyi am ya hwe wa ma me kan wasam
wo bu so me so a wo ye adwuma ma ma no gya ketua wo wie wo adwuma wo be gya ketua wo ko setina wo gya ketua na ye ko bo ne de supporters ko a wo be kire di ntie en fa supporters nko do o ma football di ye di eche nko ya ba mabu
o se ba ku bia 9000
na ye dan
because the 2000 supporters
na ye dan sika di ye dan
sika $1 million
sika ndi ne ye de ye ntutu fo mfa nche ho
betum de atua koko farmers no
why but sector bi no problem ni sector bi no na ka tua so di
all right
eti e besere ho mu omo tutu ne ma yie na omo nya ne ma yie mai because omo di ye football ne nam sesi ano omo pie football na free kwam edi bi fra be show basa ya ho be kire ye omo tutu ne ma yie mai
all right aduma bibi free ho ba na
we dedi kan free nana osai bosompem
oh yes
ye ni ay papa
yes
adakoja ache
yes
ne nana ebaba
okay
Evelyn osai kunedu
okay
and Evelyn osai kunedu
okay
Evelyn ye adwuma o Prudential Bank
okay
nti Evelyn and Nana Sian Kancho also do so much and we also love you so much. A special happy birthday to you, Evelyn.
Happy birthday, Evelyn.
Say
I'm going to Nigeria. I'm in time on the cover.
You better try and hear that. If you saw not our areas into okay.
Okay.
So, General, that's so yeah.
Two hours, uncle power. Ungo sra papa.
O tati areas. The last one,
okay.
Benis Ofori Apia. Enua Ashes Dramna.
Okay.
Neire.
Okay.
International Benis birthday.
Okay.
Benis Ofori Apia English teacher. Ewa Dankwame JHS.
Wow.
Inti Benis special happy birthday. O husband and I say young wish you all the way from Telford. Happy birthday.
Nice one. Okay, Venice, happy birthday. Into wo and now the program no eba ewiye. Na fe DJ KA. Eso ba beto aso de amai me bu ndin sana de yemhye so anhwe na de wi awra ka ho. Ene de binya se bia ka fa DJ KA ho. Yentwen no o de enwom to ne nsma hodo pi ebre. Nyame admo china we sign mo atransi. The live commentary beba Champions League games na ebekoso ene enwumre no. Mo bia nyi na fidi mfa free akra. It must supply a crowd.